Here's your treasurehunt.ga Atlanta Braves starting lineup.
Very slow. I think we need to restart the router. I've already pressed the go live button, so that'll end my broadcast.
Here's your treasurehunt.ga Atlanta Braves starting lineup.
You'll boss me. Take your bad attitude somewhere else.
Here's your treasurehunt.ga Atlanta Braves starting lineup.
All right. We are underway. The first pitch has been thrown, and it is a strike to Acuna. The next pitch is going to be called ball, just a little bit high. Welcome aboard. It is the Bone Crusher, still just getting set up a little bit here. So bear with us. Swing and a miss. Acuna out ahead of that changeup, 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. Acuna turns on that one, and it's a base hit in the left field. He's going to stretch that into a double as it trickles all the way to the wall. That's a dick trickle to left. A double leadoff for Acuna as we are underway. Okay. Runner on second, nobody out. Welcome aboard, everyone, to Friday Night Baseball. It's our game of the week. The Atlanta Braves and the New York Mets. Want to say hello to all our New York Met friends, all our greasy New Yorkers, all our wops following us today. Freddie Freeman batting now, and he's going to go to left field, and that's going to be a shot to left. Is that just foul? Come on. With power, Freddie Freeman goes the opposite way, but just a little foul. Matz is the pitcher for the Mets tonight. Now, Matz was one of the names at the beginning of the year. We haven't heard much from him, but he is starting tonight. So it's a big game for Matz, starting pitcher for the Mets here in New York. That's in the dirt. 1-1 to Freddie Freeman. And let's see if I can get the dugout opened up on my phone here so I can keep up with the hot conversation going on in the chat box. City Field. The sidewalks are jammed full of pushy New Yorkers. That dirty water hot dog. Some Middle Eastern guy will sell it to you with a cold, refreshing octopus beverage. Or maybe some crab juice. All right, I'm bringing up my screen here so I can monitor the chat box. Got 5 on board. Welcome aboard, everyone. And that's going to be hit hard. It gets past the second baseman. A base hit for Freeman, and Acuna is going to throw anchor at third. So it was hit really sharply, and the second baseman could not field it cleanly. Let's look at the replay, see if this is an error. I don't think it's going to be an error, even though it's... Wow, it is hit right at the guy. Kind of a shoestring line drive. I mean, I wouldn't have caught it, but there you go. So first and third, nobody out for the Braves. Top of the first here at City Park. Make sure you smash the like and smash the sub. And our first show of the night is Mexican for Golovkin is in the house. Wishing Hall of Famer Ryan Sandberg a happy birthday, Mexican for Golovkin, with the birthday shout-outs there. That's outside. Zuna batting third tonight. 314 average, 14 home runs. Happy birthday to Ryan Sandberg. Didn't he play for the Cubs for a long time? Is that who we're talking about? And Azuna is going to go the other way, and that's going to be a duck snort into right. Acuna is going to score, and Freeman's going to come flying into third, lumbering, sliding safely. Hey, if you're watching on TV, make sure you sync us up. Pause your TiVo or your DVR. I was at El Guadalajara Mexican restaurant here in Panama City Beach last night, and speaking of birthdays, what I really hate is when I'm at a restaurant and they start singing happy birthday. I mean, that is a cruel form of punishment to the employees of the restaurant. You're embarrassing yourself. You're ruining my dinner. That's a close play at third, but Freeman just gets in there. Oh, they're just going to take a look at that as his foot is off the bag. The guy is blocking third pretty well. So we have a challenge. The Mets have filed a challenge. If you ever go to a restaurant with me and pull that happy birthday bullshit at TJ McFunsters, there's going to be a fight. All right, what's in your cup tonight? We're under a challenge. I'm having a cup of coffee here. Some Folgers. All right, let's get a close look at that replay. Man, they might call him out. The guy had his foot in front of the base. Can you block third base the way you can block home? Can you do that? Because that's what just happened. So here comes the verdict, and they're going to ring him up. So I guess you can block the plate. Or the third base. Unfortunately. So the tag didn't beat him. Freeman beat the tag, but the third baseman put his foot in front of the bag. So when Freeman hit the bag, he didn't actually hit the bag, hit the guy's foot. So, I mean, what are you supposed to do with that? You're supposed to, if you're allowed to block the plate like that, then the runner should be able to lay you out, to run you over. Because that's the risk you're taking, putting yourself in front of the bag that way. Darno is batting now. He takes the ball 1-0. Score is now 1-0 after that RBI. Foul ball, 1-1. Darno, a great pickup. Former Met. A great replacement for Brian McCann behind the plate. And the 1-1 to Darno. There's a changeup in there. 1-2. And Brian McCann, if you are listening, I want you to get your ass in shape. You've had this whole year off. We might need you next year. Man, I bet Brian McCann's got a couple of donuts shoved in his mouth. There's a high ball there, 2-2. I mean, you know, McCann was pretty chunky as it was when he was playing, and you know, players when they no longer have to work out every day, have to watch their diets, they don't have a team of coaches and dietitians all looking after him. And Darno's going to golf that one into right field for a base hit. So Matz is getting rocked early. First and second base now for the Braves. 1-0. And only one out. Freeman would have scored on that if that call was not overturned. So break for the Mets in a way, but so first and second, one out for the Braves. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Dansby Swanson comes to the plate with 27 RBIs on the season and 7 ding-dongs. Matt steps off the bag. Welcome aboard. We're just getting started here. We're in the top of the first. One out. The Braves are up 1-0. And the pitch to Swanson way outside. Matz, the starting pitcher for the Mets, looks a little shell-shocked. The Braves are hitting him pretty hard. So I don't know how long Matz is going to last in this game. If he doesn't find some rhythm. Welcome to Braves and Mets Friday Night Baseball. It's our game of the week on the Bone Crusher Show. And there is a fastball in there from Matz. Nice pitch on the lower corner of the plate. 94 miles an hour. Counts 1-1. Duval, heavy lumber on deck. Let's see if Swanson can set the table and load him up. Or go driving some runs. Here comes the 1-1. Catcher setting up inside, and the fastball inside, and Swanson cannot get around fast enough. 1-2 to Dansby. Magic number to secure a playoff berth is 6, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for that update, Mexican for Golovkin. And a shortened season it is. Magic number is at 6, and that's a strikeout on Swanson. He goes after the fastball and still can't turn on it. Yeah, he was late. $15 home runs, 32 RBIs. You know, stats really, I mean, you think about this season and stats. That players, Matz checks around at second, steps off the bag. They have to reset. But the players didn't have as much time to get into playing shape. The DH is in effect. Swing and a miss at the high heater. 0-1 to Duval. And we have seen a lot of double-digit games. In fact, we had the Braves the other day where they had 29 runs. That is the all-time record in a single game for an Atlanta Braves team. So all right, here comes the 0-1 to Duval. Upstairs, 1-1. 2 outs now in the top of the first. Great way to start the weekend. If you've been working all hard all weekend, you made it. Take the gun out of your mouth. Do not pull the trigger. You survived. Downstairs, 2-1 to Duvall. The dangerous hitter. He could knock Matz right out of this game if he turns on one. And a 2-1 count. He'll be looking probably for a fastball. Let's see if Matz has the guts to throw a changeup down the plate here. He's got a good one. He could lock him up with a changeup. And it's a high heater that gets away from him. 3-1, so an excellent hitter's count here. I mean, you kind of you'd think it's a fastball situation, but I think Matz might as well just throw a changeup here. Because Duvall's probably just sitting on a single pitch. He's probably going to look for a fastball. Anything else he might just let go. And the pitch, fastball high, ball 4. Bases are loaded for Austin O'Reilly parts. For Austin O'Reilly Auto Parts. Bases are juiced here in the first for the Braves. And we know Riley can hit it a country mile. So they're going to have a little mound meeting. Coach comes out, and we're only in the first. Matz's pitch counts up to 23. This is going to be a very important game for him, but if he gets out of the first, he'll be lucky. I don't think certainly not going to go 5. I don't think, unless he turns it around. All right, that meeting is over. And tonight we will feature a brand new Bruce Lee quote of the night. Help get you fired up. We'll probably do that in the third and 1 or 2 more times later on. But right now, Matz, Riley, the pitch, high. 94 miles an hour upstairs. That fastball has been sailing on him a little high all inning long. Matz needs to settle down and get some control, clear the mechanism. 1-0 pitch to Riley. There's a changeup in there for a strike. 1-1. And that's about the only pitch that Matz is throwing with control right now. If you're just joining us, bases are loaded for Austin Riley here in the top of the first. The 1-1. High. Ball 2. Another upstairs fastball. So a 2-1 pitch coming up to Austin Riley here in City Field or City Park, wherever the fuck the Mets play. The pitch, way outside, 3-1. Bases are loaded. There's nowhere to put him. Do you give Austin Riley the green light? Yes, fuck you do. You damn sure as hell do. Matz is going to... The only thing he's got control is the changeup, so I'm thinking he's throwing a changeup right here, and it is a changeup. Swing and a miss on the outside. Changeup. Tough pitch there. It was a ball. Maybe a little too close to call if you're Riley, I guess. So, full count. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Top of the first, 1-0 lead for the Braves. And here comes the pitch. And that's a changeup. It locks up Riley. He goes down without getting the bat off of his shoulders. And that's... We're gonna have to make him pay next inning for that changeup, because that's the only thing he's sticking over the plate. Well, the Braves get 1. Could have been a lot more. We had a play at third overturned that would have eventually led to Freeman scoring. So to just get 1 is a little bit of a disappointment. But we got the lead, And the bottom of the first is coming up next. This is the Bone Crusher Show, sponsored by TreasureHunt.ga. We have three items for you tonight to pick from. Look in the description of the video. We have some cool swag. I'll tell you about that later. We also have the Bruce Lee quote of the day coming up. And we'll be right back with more play-by-play reaction. Hey, follow the Bone Crusher, Crusher_Van on Instagram. All right. Bottom of the second, and Max Fried is your pitcher for the Braves. And that's going to be a slow chopper right at Freddie Freeman. Picks it up, steps on the bag. 1 pitch, 1 out. I like it. I like it a lot. Ooh. See if Max Fried can have yet another electric game for the Braves. Be lights out. Hey, if you're watching on TV, make sure you sync us up with your television. It's called Second Screen. You may need to pause your TiVo or DVR 30 seconds, maybe even closer to a minute to sync us up. All right. The pitch from Fried, and there's a strike. Fastball inside. That one gets past the catcher for a ball, 1-1. Davis batting for the Mets, 271 average. If you're wondering what kind of coffee the Bone Crusher drinks tonight, we're drinking Folgers. Mountain grown Folgers. In the 1-1 from Fried, there's a change-up or slider. It misses low and inside, 2-1. I like chock full of nuts. I'll buy that if I see that at a decent price. Of course, I'll crush any Starbucks coffee I get my hands on at the grocery store. Dollar General brand coffee, in a pinch, I'll buy that. I'll drink that crap. Swing and a miss on the high heater. 2-2 to Davis. 93 miles an hour by Max. I'm not a coffee snob, but I'm maybe 2 steps away. I could see myself being some uptight beatnik hipster, very particular about his coffee. The 2-2, way upstairs, full count. I only drink that coffee where the beans come out of bat droppings or something. What is that, producer Beth? Guava droppings or something? Bat droppings. All right, 3-2 pitch. Oh, they're going to call that a ball. That did nick the plate. That could have been called a strike. Should have been called a strike, actually. So, yeah, there's some coffee in Indonesia. The beans are collected from bat droppings. That's all I drink. It's a cat? Okay, well, we can make that a home. We've got 5 cats running around here.
It's different cat, but you know it's actually not good for the cat.
0-1. It's not good for the cat eating whole coffee beans. I mean, how do you get a coffee bean inside a cat without it breaking up? It's coming out as a solid bean. That pitch is called a strike, but it was really a ball, so I guess the umpire's making up for that, the last call, but 0-1 to Conforto. He goes the other way, and that is foul off the I got a big screen out there now down the third base line in the outfield. So, protect the cardboard crowd. But at least if there was a full attendance, the risk of a baby dying would be much, much lower. Shout out to Nancy is in the dugout. Welcome aboard, Nancy. Nancy says, show the game, read the chat, show the game. Oh, okay. And Rue9684 knows we're talking about the Civet cat. Civet, and that's a strikeout for Fried. Conforto goes down. Hey, Nancy, I can't show the game. In fact, I just got out of YouTube jail because I was showing some Taiwanese baseball, and I couldn't live stream until August 22nd. Like 3 months they shut me down or something like that. So I cannot, unfortunately, show the game. But think of this as radio on steroids. We got play-by-play, reaction, interaction in the dugout where you're at. A lot of things going on. And that changeup is going to be slow roll hit, swinging bunt. And that's going to be pounced on by Fried, who fires to first in time. So the end of the first, Markakis, Albies, and Acuna will be batting next for the Braves. I see that Rue9684 only drinks his coffee the same way, you know. I'm just going to get my, we have a bag, producer Beth bought a bag of Starbucks coffee. She didn't realize it was the whole bean. It wasn't ground up, and we don't have a coffee grinder. But we got some cats. So we're going to shove this down the cat's throats, and when it comes out the other end, we're going to make coffee. That's how hipster, crafty douchebaggery we got going on over here. That... Mexican, let me bring my chat box up a little closer. Mexican for Golovkin says, Crusher learned how to sharpen a bar of soap and shanked a couple of people in YouTube jail. Yeah, you know, it was pretty rough in YouTube jail. Now, my friend Chris Davies had to spend like 30 days or something like that in real jail. He broke probation, I guess, for drinking or something, and he learned some rules about being in prison. One rule is you're not allowed to fart in bed, because you're in a bunk bed and you have to share that. So I don't know how you can go through the night like that. And the bathroom rule, since there's a commode right there in your cell, you got to time out the flush. It's more than just a courtesy flush. It's another level of courtesy. It's an extra courteous flush. You gotta time that out. All right, we are coming back to New York now. Friday night baseball. Welcome aboard the Bone Crusher Show. Crush the like, murder the subscribe button. And Matz is still in the game. That pitch is going to be a fastball. Outside, he's still missing with the fastball. I remember when Mark Wohlers couldn't hit anything except when he used the changeup, and that was about it for his career. And there's going to be a duck snort to center. Markakis on base with a single to start off the top of the second for the Braves. Very nice. You know, in a real prison is one thing, but in a YouTube prison, I am the man. All right, it's going to be Ozzie Albies batting ninth for the Braves. He has a 250 average, takes the first pitch, ball one. 11 RBIs. He's missed a few games, though. We've got one like. Thank you very much. Keep those likes coming. The one, oh, he's going to throw over to first instead. Nothing doing there. Markakis really wasn't even leaning off the base very far. $418 subscribers as we try to work our way to 1,000. And that gets away from the catcher a little bit, but not enough for Markakis to advance. So it's going to be a 2-0 count. Ozzie batting. Markakis on first. Nobody out, top of the second. The Braves were hammering Matz in the first. Somehow we got out of the first, only giving up one run. And the Mets were cheating a little bit in the first inning. We saw them cheating by play over at third when they got Freeman out on the review. I don't know if that's really cheating, but I want a clarification there. That's a strike, 2-1 on the high fastball. Matz finally gets in the strike zone with the fastball. Are you still with us, Nancy? And there's a fastball again for a strike. So Matz has thrown 2 strikes in a row with his fastball. So bad news to the Braves if he gets his shit together. And I want to know, Nancy, does that ever work? If you go to someone's channel, the student reaction show, and you say, show the game, did they ever say, oh, okay, I didn't think of that, and then show the game? Does that ever work? Because that happens all the time. People are always, doing that. Swing and a miss at the high heater. So down goes Ozzie, 1 away. And that's Matt's 3rd strikeout. We got 6 in the house. Welcome aboard. Starting a little dim in here. I'm going to have to turn some lights on. As the sun sets here on the panhandle of Northwest Florida. We're about 36 hours removed from any signs of Hurricane Sally here. I had 3 days straight of rain. I mean, it may have probably rained like 22 hours out of the day for 3 straight days. Acuna at bat. And there is an inside fastball for a strike. 0-1 to Acuna. Yeah, a bit of flooding. I didn't dare get in the car. There was tornadoes. I think there were some alligators in the tornadoes. We had some gatornadoes. You're in the deep south when there's alligators in your tornadoes. The 0-1 coming up to Acuna with a runner on first. Downstairs, or just a little outside. That was a changeup that missed, 1-1. I was at the Taco Bell here in Panama City Beach, and there's a warning sign in the parking lot for alligators. There's like this real small pond next to the Taco Bell. The 1-1 downstairs, 2-1. I'm thinking something must have happened. Then they put the sign up. I mean, I do go to the Taco Bell for the danger factor already. So this just sort of adds another element to eating at the Taco Bell. The 2-1 to Acuna. Inside fastball, 3-1. I mean, you're have to fighting off gators to get to your Mexican pizza chalupa double wrap bean stuffed burrito thing. you know, you gotta wrestle a gator to get your double supreme bean and bullshit burrito. The pitch way upstairs, and Acuna is on base with a walk. So 2 on, 1 out, top of the second. Braves threatening yet again against Matz. We're up to 3 likes. Thank you very much for the likes. Keep them coming. Let us know where you're at. I'm here in Panama City Beach, Florida. The game is in New York, but our heart is in Atlanta. Freddie Freeman steps in, and he looks poised. And he goes the opposite way and hits it a mile, but a little foul. He did the same thing last inning. He's ready to go the other way on someone's ass. Freeman has 37 RBIs in his last 35 games. That is an excellent statistic. And the 0-1 to Freddie Freeman. Matz checks the runner, kicks and fires outside, 1-1. We know Mexican for Golovkin's in Texas. We have listeners and viewers worldwide coming in here. So let us know where you're at. A little bit of chin music. 2-1 to Freddie Freeman. "44 pitches so far from Matz, and we're only 4 outs into this for him. And Freeman goes the other way again, but foul. 2-2. So at this rate, you know, Matz is going to have 100 pitches by the 4th inning. Freeman leads the average with a 352 average. He's also first in RBIs with 46. He leads the league in extra base hits with 30. And there's a slow chopper foul. Freeman pulls that one. Count still 2-2. Runners first and second, 1 out. Mets looking for a double play. Braves looking for a base hit. A single could score a run. Markakis on first. Acuna on third. Acuna has 1 run already. And that's going to be pulled right down the first base line. Base hit. Oh, it rolls all the way to the corner. Markakis scores. Is Acuna going to round third? He does. And Acuna picks up another run. So Freddie Freeman with a double clears the bases. The Braves pick up 2. That went right down the first base line. All right, Azuna coming up to bat now. He takes the ball 1-0. Azuna with a 318 average. And the pitch. There's a fastball right down the pipe. 1-1. So a good start for the game for the Braves. They put up 1 in the first and 2 in the second. And we got 7 in the house. Glad to have you aboard. Make sure you crush the like and murder the sub. The 1-1 to Azuna. And he's going to golf that one foul. 1-2. You can hit the bell icon too, then you'll get notifications. But usually subscribe is pretty good. That should suffice. Unless you want to be consistently and constantly inundated with notifications about my channel. Just like and subscribe. The 1-2 to Azuna, and he's going to lift that one into the stratosphere, into the second level. That's as good as cash. 2-run ding dong. Number 15 on the season for Ozuna. And they're stirring the pot. They're stirring the pot. Not sure exactly what that means, but the Braves up 5-0 here in the second. Just a hammer. Ooh, that's into the club level. d'Arnaud now batting for the Braves. 1-0 to d'Arnaud. Boy, they got to start warming up the bullpen now if you're New York. Foul. 1-1. Oh, we lost some viewers. I bet it was some Mets fans have already left the building. The 1-1. There's a ball inside. The 2-1 to d'Arnaud. Inside 3-1. Someone tackle Matz. Get him out of there. He's going to go home and kick the dog tonight. And that's a walk. So the Braves have a runner on first again. And Matz has just lost all focus. He has been rocked. You're going to have to get him out of there if you want it. What, you know, it's only 5 runs. So, okay, there the bullpen is now up for the Mets. Kilome? I don't know who this guy is. Dansby Swanson with a big swing and a miss. 0-1 to Dansby. If you're just joining us, you just missed a huge home run from Ozuna. I don't know what the distance was on that, but that was a second decker. And that gets away from the catcher, and d'Arnaud hustles over to second to get in a scoring position. We got 5 in the house, 3 likes. Keep those likes coming. We'll probably have some competition tonight on the play-by-play circuit. I bet the Entertainer is online tonight. He has a huge following. That's foul and rolls back to the backstop. Still 0-2 to Swanson. And the New York market has multiple reaction hosts, so yeah, we're probably going up against some of the big guns tonight. I'll take on anybody. I'll have a play-by-play throwdown. Kind of like a rap contest, except with play-by-play. The 0-2 to Dansby. Inside. Oh, but they're going to ring him up. That's a shitty call by the ump. Get rid of the umpires. Well, it's time to go to the laser cam. And in these Facebook groups, these DH butt lickers, they're so super enthusiastic about the DH. They're like, hey, if you don't want the DH, you're just hanging on to old ways of playing baseball. You're a grandpa. You're a boomer. Baseball has changed and changed over the years. This is what it is today. And that's their excuse for the DH. Yeah, there's a slider in there for a strike. 0-1 to Duvall. So if you are animate about the DH, because we're progressing, because we're advancing the game, things change, then I don't see how you can be against the laser strike zone. The 0-1 to Duvall inside. People say, well, it's part of the game, the human error of the umpire. Well, we've got the replays now, so we can get those calls right. Why don't we get all the calls right? And it's not so much about each umpire having their own zone, which I'm cool with. It's the inconsistency. And Duvall is going to try to hit that one out there, but it, went off the end of the bat, popped up to center for the out. And that will mercifully end the inning at the top of the second. But the Braves go up 5-0 against the dreaded and hated New York Mets. Say next inning we'll do our Bruce Lee quote of the day. It's a brand new one, and it's a good one. I picked it out just for you guys. The official store of the Bone Crusher Show is treasurehunt.ga. If you look in our description, you will see 3 items we have available. You can always get more swag at treasurehunt.ga. We've got the St. Louis Cardinals 2011 World Series Championship coffee mug. Boston Bruins fans, hey, Chowderheads, we've got a Boston Bruins coffee mug. They've been playing hockey since 1924, coming up on their 100 years soon, I guess. So celebrate that. Got a little coffee there. And what was the other item? I don't remember what that third item is. We'll talk about that shit later, brah. It is good to be back with you guys. I know I haven't been doing as many games the last week or two, really, as we come back to New York. Dominic Smith batting for the Mets, .338 average. And here's the 0-1 pitch. That's in there for a strike. 0-2. Max Fried is your pitcher for the Braves tonight. We're looking to see another electric performance from him. And as Mexican for Golovkin mentioned earlier, we are sitting at 6. Our magic number is 6 to clinch a playoff berth. And I don't even know what this playoff thing is going to look like this year. And there's a slow grounder. Swanson pounces on it, spins, and fires the ballerina throw. Very nicely done, Swanson. Good defense. Yeah, he gets that. He turns, and he does a complete 360 and beats him by a half a step, maybe even a third of a step. Pretty close play there. You know, that's the kind of play you practice in your yard over and over again when you're practicing ground balls. By the way, if you're watching on TV, make sure you sync us up. You might have to pause your TiVo or your DVR. Robin Cano batting now. So I haven't been doing as many games. I've been helping a guy here at Panama City launch a brand new radio station that just went on the air a few days ago. The new Hot 101.7, Panama City's new party station. So that's been fun, but it is good to be back here on the Braves game. Swing and a miss, 0-2. So Fried looking sharp early. We have a 5-run lead, and our ace is on the mound. Things are good in Braves land. Mexican for Golovkin heading to work. I don't even know what you do, brother. Have a good day at work. Maybe next time you'll tell us a little bit about what you do. I'll come up with some ideas. Let's see if I can guess what this guy does. Mexican for Golovkin. Have a good night at work. Thanks for joining us as always, my brother. The 0-2 pitch. Way upstairs, 1-2. I had to guess what Mexican for Golovkin's job is. At this hour, I mean, working the night shift. Strikeout. Second K of the game for Fried. Maybe he works in a factory or he works with steel. I mean, I know he doesn't have any pussy-ass job. I know he doesn't work, as a florist, or doesn't sell flowers. He doesn't work for 1-800-Flowers. I'm pretty sure of that. Maybe a bar. I'm going to say probably not a bar. No, I don't think he works at a bar. And there's a slow chopper. Riley gets that. The big cat fires over to first to end the second. And Fried's been working quickly in his 2 innings so far, looking sharp there. Riley will be batting next for the Braves. All right, let's get to our Bruce Lee quote of the night. Defeat is a state of mind. No one is ever defeated until defeat has been accepted as a reality. Digest those words for a moment. We'll break it down next on the Bone Crusher Show. Big swing and a miss by Austin Riley. 0-1 as we start the top of the third on the Bone Crusher Show. Riley fouls that off, 0-2. Defeat is a state of mind. No one is ever defeated until defeat has been accepted as a reality. Bruce Lee. Words from beyond the grave. And Riley's going to hit that solidly but foul as a line drive down the third base line. So, yeah, what the hell is Bruce talking about there? What does that mean? Let's break that down. I think it means when you give up, that's where defeat is. The 0-2 to Riley upstairs, 1-2. So what are your goals? What are your dreams? Could be career objectives. Could be fitness. Could be relationship. Riley just gets a piece of that slow change up there. Still 1-2. Nobody out, top of the third. Braves up by 5. It means don't ever fucking give up, man. My goal is to have a morning radio show That's ball 2-2 to Riley. So every day, virtually, several days a week, I spend time plotting, contacting, networking, getting my stuff out there. And Riley's going to drill that one into center field. The outfielder is retreating to the wall, and it's gone. Home run, Austin Riley. That's as good as cash, brother. So you just got to try until you die. Whether you succeed, whether you make it, it's really the act of trying. So the Braves have a 6-0 lead. Home run, Austin Riley. It's going to bring up Markakis, who takes a strike, 0-1. You know, I have worked with a lot of talented people in the radio business, certainly more talented than I. And there's a strike to Markakis, 0-2. Distance, 423 feet on that Austin Riley blast. But maybe, you know, these guys aren't in the business anymore. Does Markakis tries to check his swing, but cannot. That's a strikeout, one away. So what happens a lot is that their egos, or they're sensitive, or they apply and they don't get the job, and they just don't think they're good enough, or they don't handle the rejection very well. And that's a broken bat foul by Ozzie Albies. You know, there's that, of course, there's a saying everyone's familiar with, never take no for an answer. What that really means is, in the real world, you know, they might say no, all right, well, I'll check back with you next month. I'll check back with you in a couple months. And you just keep knocking on their door. You know, don't be a dick about it. Don't refuse to leave. Don't, you know, you can't, if they say no, they say no. But you have to be persistent. And you gotta have some fucking talent, too. There's a ball, 1-1 to Ozzie. The 1-1. Now Ozzie's gonna get a piece of that, but the right fielder will have it. 2 away in the top of the third. Three likes. Come on, we can get some more likes in here. So crush the like for me. Gonna be a mound meeting. Matt's still in the game somehow. He's got 76 pitches on the night and only 2 outs on the top of the third. And that's is that gonna do it? Yeah, you can tell by the the pat on the shoulders that you're done, brah. Well, Matt certainly wanted a lot better results. It was an important game for him, but no dice. No dice. So there's going to be the Verizon Wireless call to the bullpen. I'm going to put that Bruce Lee quote back on the screen for you one more time. We'll probably show it again later in the game, but kind of bookend that whole thing. Defeat is a state of mind. No one is ever defeated until defeat has been accepted as a reality. Do what you got to do. Scratch and claw. Set some time aside every day to go after what you want. The moment you stop, the moment you accept defeat, that is the moment you begin to die and wither away. Just saying. I fed them. I didn't see Jenny, but something ate it, so I don't. But I'm not sure it was Jenny. But I did feed him. My guess is that Mexican for Golovkin's job is. One guess is that he is the assistant manager at a Dollar General. That. Ronald Acuna Jr. batting now after the pitching change. Kilome, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. In for the Mets. Uh-oh, we've got a Strange Kitty sighting. Those feral cats just keep coming out of the woodworks. I don't know where they come from, man. But our neighbors need to do a better job of fixing those things. And that's in the dirt. 2-0 to Acuna. Top of the third, 2 outs. Braves up by 6. Welcome aboard. Make sure you sync your TV. Pause that TiVo or DVR. Sync us up. Crush the like. Smash the sub. Let us know where you're at tonight. There's a fastball in there. And Jackson plays op. Welcome aboard. Jackson plays op. Jackson says, "Go Mets." Go Mets. Braves suck. Last I checked, I think the Braves are 6 games away from clinching a playoff berth, and Acuna is going to have a slow grounder to second. So that'll be out number 3 in the top of the third. Suck like a fox, Jackson. Suck like a fox. All right, more play-by-play reaction straight ahead on the Bone Crusher Show, sponsored by TreasureHunt.ga. Go check out the swag we got. Go to TreasureHunt.ga and click on Sports Fans. Uh-oh, and Jackson throwing some shade down in the chat box. He says, "Shut up." By the way, that reminds me, we do have the Zoom line open tonight. If you'd like to join us on the show, give us your take, your comments. It's an open line tonight. Just hit the Zoom link in our description. We'll be right back. We are back in New York. Max Fried pitching. First pitch strike to Rosario. Foul, 0-2. Fried working quickly tonight and effectively. Now, Jackson did not take us up on the Zoom call. Don't be intimidated by my superior linguistic skills, Jackson. 0-2 is fouled off. I'll defeat you with my superior linguistic skills. Maybe string cheese will show up tonight. Get some folks redlining down in the chat room. The 0-2 from Max Fried. Rosario chases a high heater, still 0-2. And welcome into the chat box. Bog 'em forever, says Max Fried. Cy Young. He is certainly in that conversation. You got that right. And the 0-2 pitch. Chopped foul. Bottom of the third, nobody out. Braves up by 6. Mets are at bat. 3 likes. We can do better than that. Hit the like button for me. And smash the subscribe. Let's get a subscriber check here. And that's low and inside. 1-2 to Rosario. All right, the 1-2. Chopped. Riley charges, bare hands it, guns it, and he's late. Rosario legs it out. That was a tough play for the big cat. A good defensive effort by Riley. But the speedster beats that out. We haven't seen a big cat like this since Andres Galarraga. But Austin Riley, even though he didn't make the play there, didn't get the runner out. He has looked very impressive defensively at third base. Now, last season he was in the outfield because we had Josh Donaldson at third. So we were really saw was his bat, and he did okay as an outfielder, but almost a liability compared to some of the talents the Braves defensively have in the outfield. That's a ball, 1-0 to Ramos. But this year, boy, seeing Riley at third, it's like, okay, yeah, this guy can play great third base. He is not a defensive liability at third. I don't know if he's Gold Glove material yet or not in his young career, but looks really sharp there on the corner. All right, 1-0 pitch from Fried. Oh, we got some honeydew melon being served by producer Beth. Fancy Dan. I'll bring this up on the screen, let y'all see what she just brought me. Plate of freshly chopped honeydew. That's the money melon, son. All right. The 1-1 pitch from Fried. Chopped foul. Mets have a runner at first with an infield single. Nobody out. Bottom of the third. Braves up by 6. Max Fried has thrown 7 balls the entire game so far. Everything else has been strikes. He's slowing down just a little bit now with that runner on first, but he was really moving along. All right, Darno sets up inside on the 1-2. Fried rocks and fires a changeup a little high and inside. 2-2 to Ramos. Fried checks the runner and fires that in there, and that is a slow chopper. He quickly gets that on to second for an out. Can't turn the double play, but we get the leading lady. Max Fried is able to smother that barely hit ball. A little swing and bunt action. And let's see what... We're going to see a replay here. What happened here? Okay, Ozzy not real happy with Rosario's slide, perhaps. I don't know what the problem is there. No big deal. All right. Thought there was a little brouhaha brewing. We are still at just 3 likes. That's outside. And we're at 418 subscribers. The super chat count on the screen says 415, but the actual number is 418. So I don't know why that's off a little bit, but we're trying to get our way to 1,000 and enable the super chat feature, which will let us accept monetary donations. That's foul. I don't know if there's any other advantages of having super chat. Oh, if you get it, you can also go live from your mobile device once you hit that 1,000. That's the other benefit. So YouTube does not let you go live, and this is a new thing, from your mobile device unless you have 1,000 subscribers. And now you know the rest of the story. McNeil batting for the Mets. The 1-1 pitch to McNeil. I didn't see the call there. That's going to be a ball. 2-1. So 1 out. Runner on first for the Mets. Back to the top of the order with McNeil. One of these guys that has a beard but barely a mustache. You know, I don't like the beard, no mustache look. This guy's hanging on by a thread. The 2-1, and McNeil launches that one into deep right field. But Acuna, no, it's going to be Markakis gets that in right field at the wall for the out. He gave it a ride, but it came up short. 2 away. Runner has to stay put at first. It's probably the best hit ball the Mets have had tonight. Yeah, we'll address as the sun's gone down. We'll have to address the lighting in here. I just hate turning on all the lights in here. It turns the studio into a heat lamp. And there is a ball inside, and we've actually lost a like. Did somebody unlike? We went from 3 likes to 2 likes. Man, tough crowd tonight. Davis batting for the Mets. The 1-0 pitch to Davis. That's in there for a strike on the changeup. 1-1. Let's go ahead and try out some of this honeydew producer Beth sent our way. Is honeydew better than cantaloupe? Yeah, it is. It is. That's fouled. 1-2. That's juicy. It's delicious. You're not going to find a better slice of honeydew if you're at a Holiday Inn or a Howard Johnson. The Holiday Inn down the street where I grew up, we would go there on the weekends, and they'd have a big buffet and stuff. You don't see hotels really doing the restaurant thing anymore. Of course, all the ones on the side of the interstate, there's plenty of restaurants there, but that American experience is really not on the landscape anymore. There is still some Howard Johnsons out there, but I don't know how many regular hotels you can go to and eat at and have a restaurant experience. At least not without going to maybe a second higher tier kind of a hotel. All right, the 2-2 pitch to Davis. Just high. Full count. I mean, there's La Quinta, which virtually every La Quinta has a... What restaurant? Oh, yeah, Denny's. Yeah, in fact, if you translate La Quinta into English, it means behind the Denny's, literally. So... 3-2 pitch. Foul. I mean, I want to go to a hotel that has a full service restaurant, like that Chevy Chase movie. Was it which I guess it was the first vacation movie they did. They were staying at a hotel with a nice restaurant. 3-2 pitch again. 2 outs, 1 on. And that should be a strikeout, but they don't call it. Come on, ump. That was a strikeout, motherfucker. No call by the ump. Runner is walked. Bring me the laser strike zone. Conforto comes in. So the Mets have been given a gift. Reed and Darno talking over the situation. Man. You know, if the Mets score right here, that umpire, I don't know who that fucking umpire is. It's going to be his fault. Conforto fouls that off, 0-1. Man, I bet everyone's over watching the game on the Entertainers channel. With the Entertainer. The Mets are playing tonight. All right, Conforto waits for the 0-1. Reed kicks and fires. It gets away from Darno, but the runners cannot advance. 1-1 is the count. We got 4 in the house, and we have 3 likes. We can do better than that. We want to get at least double digits on likes. 418 subscribers. Let's at least get to 420 by the end of the night. What do you say? Let's get a little 420 action. In fact, it'll be 420 time after this inning. All right. Max Fried trying to get out of the jam. That's a changeup that hits the top of the plate for a strike. That's a devastating pitch that locks up Conforto. 1-2 is the count. And if the ump had not made a horrible call, we would not be in this situation. We'd already be in the 4th, but Darno calls time. All right. Max Fried's got the sign. Conforto looks ready. Ramos takes his lead on second. The pitch. Downstairs slider, 2-2. If you're just joining us, it's the bottom of the 3rd. The Braves are up 6-0. Mets are batting, though, and they've got 2 on with 2 outs. And it's a 2-2 count to Conforto. Max Fried pitching for the Braves. He has looked really sharp. And I just saw a bad call from the umpire that kept the inning alive for the Mets. The 2-2. And Conforto's going to hit that. Will it stay in play? And that is foul. Duvall can't get to that one. So it's still 2-2. Yeah, so the ump missed a strike, and that gave the Mets a walk to keep the inning alive for him and to put a runner in scoring position. So I guess I just need to get over that. I guess I need to get over the DH. But I understand we're not going to have the DH next season. It might be back the year after that. I'm not even sure. This might not be a thing next year. Max Fried kicks and fires, and that's gonna... Does that hit Conforto? Come on, he had his hand practically over the plate. It may have hit him, and they're gonna put him on. Nope. They're not gonna put him on. Yeah, he needs to get the fuck out of the way. I mean, he practically stuck his hand out there. Let's see if the Mets can do a little more cheating tonight. All right, here's the replay. Now that hit the bottom of the bat. That did not hit Conforto. So the count remains 2-2. It's been 2-2 for a minute. Fried's not even checking the runner. And that's downstairs. Full count. Fried keeps trying to get them to bite at the outside slider. He's nibbling over there. But now it's a full count. We cannot trust the umpire to call a close strike. So we're just gonna. I say at this point you have to gas him. The pitch. Fastball, slow chopper. Fried's got it on the first for the out. They got a piece of it, but again, not a really good piece. The Mets have not made a lot of strong contact on Fried tonight. Freeman and Ozuna will be batting next. More play-by-play reaction straight ahead on the Bone Crusher Show, sponsored by treasurehunt.ga. Go click on Sports Fans. Music is from Vans in Japan. It's called Deep State. Freddie Freeman with a 33-game on-base streak. All right, leads the league with that action. And Freddie Freeman will be batting now. And the top of the fourth is underway. Fastball, 96 miles an hour for the Mets pitcher. The 0-1 to Freeman. Ball, 1-1. Freeman 2 for 2 on the night. He waits for the 1-1 and swings and misses at the fastball over the plate. 1-2. Killamay has some gas tonight, throwing in the mid-upper 90s. The 1-2. Freeman hits that foul. I'm going to finish my final slice of honeydew melon tonight. Thank producer Beth for cutting that up for us tonight. Here comes the 1-2 to Freeman. He's going to take that 2-2. Killamay 95 on the radar. He is not the starting pitcher for the Mets tonight. Matz was the starting pitcher who got hit hard and often. Didn't last long. And Freeman gets a piece of that to stay alive. Still 2-2. That's good melon, son. 3 likes. Keep those likes coming. And Freeman cannot battle out of that one. And he goes down swinging. One away in the top of the 4th. I'll bring up Ozuna, who had a monster home run earlier. He's also 2 for 2 on the night. Outside, 1-0 to Ozuna. We got 6 in the house. Welcome aboard, everyone. I am broadcasting from the panhandle of Northwest Florida. Where are you at tonight? Just outside, 2-0 to Ozuna. We had Hurricane Sally pretty close. We did not take a direct hit, but we had 3 days of constant rain. And Ozuna with a big swing and a miss at the fastball down the pipe. 2-1. Strong winds. Flash flooding. Tornadoes. So glad that's over. And Ozuna gets a piece of that to stay alive, 2-2. If you're watching on TV, make sure you sync us up. Gotta pause the TiVo for a minute, though. All right, I'm done crushing that delicious melon. Darno on deck. Here comes the 2-2 to Ozuna. In the dirt, full count. Friday Night Baseball on the Bone Crusher channel. That's what's up. Here is the full count. Pitch to Ozuna. Downstairs, he's on first. That's a walk from Killamay. I need to get back to the chiropractor. Travis d'Arnaud batting now for Atlanta. And d'Arnaud takes that one deep left field. It is gone. 2-run shot from Travis d'Arnaud. 8-0 Atlanta. How do you like them apples, New York? Oof. Atlanta's offense is cooking tonight. That took off the head of one of the cardboard cutouts. So the blowout is in effect. 8-0 Atlanta. Dansby Swanson Hungry Man Dinners. He's going to go the opposite way. The right fielder will get a beat on that. Route number 2. And look what the cat dragged in. From parts unknown, height unknown, weight unknown, moderator at large, connoisseur of fine coffees. A-Bomb, welcome aboard, brother. Loving the score, 8-0 Atlanta. Max Fried throwing another gem so far. Only one hit so far for the Mets, and that was an infield hit. That was it was, you know, a Speedy Rosario beat out Riley. I mean, that's the only hit they have tonight. They have not been getting good hits off of Fried. You know, everything has been a grounder, slow choppers right back to the mound, or slow rollers down the line. They had one well-hit fly ball, but it wasn't hit well enough, so Fried looking really sharp. Duvall fouls that one off with a check swing, 2-1. It is a Friday night in the Panhandle. And this is Braves country. I remember listening to the Atlanta Braves on AM 750. And there's a ball, 3-1 to Duvall. WSB in Atlanta, down here in Panama City. So wherever you were driving in the Southeast, you know, you could pick up that game, keep you company on your long car ride. And that is, oh, come on. That was this umpire, that was a walk to Duvall, but the umpire called it a strike. We saw this umpire miss one earlier. And he missed it there again. So full count to Duvall. And I believe Riley is going to be on deck. But the Braves are no longer on 750 WSB Atlanta. They're on what are they on, 680? I don't even know what station they're on in Atlanta. And that is a ball. That is a walk. So Duvall's on first now with 2 outs in the top of the 4th. So you can't just listen to Braves on one station as you drive around the Southeast. You got to flip the dial every town you get to. Or if you're on the road tonight and you got us, this is radio on steroids. You don't have to tune us in every time you change cities. And Riley misses on the slider. 0-1. So we're sort of a throwback in that regards. The 0-1 to Riley. That's a ball, 1-1. Riley with a home run tonight that went into the second deck. He absolutely smashed one earlier. Yes, win in Atlanta. Thank you, A-Bomb. You can listen to the Braves on Rock 100.5. Just outside. Good eye. Riley holds off on the slider, 2-1. And the morning show over at Rock 100.5, they still got Southside Steve, who's like the third banana on the regular guys, but the regular guys have been toast for years, but they kept Southside Steve, and I forget who the host is that they brought in. But they've been there I guess they've had that show in place now for a few years, and that station still gets shitty ratings. I mean, they don't get a 2 share on a good day. 3-1 count coming up to Riley. Hitters count. Runner on first, 2 outs, top of the 4th. Let's see what Riley can do with it. And there's a fastball hit foul. Just a little bit behind on that. Now, their program director over at Rock 100.5 now, I believe, is still Axel, who returned to town a couple years ago after being gone for nearly a decade. Or maybe not that long. He was in Cincinnati for a long time. Riley fouls that one off, 3-2. So it's a full count for Riley. Runner on first, 2 outs, top of the 4th. Killamy takes the sign. And the pitch in the dirt. Well, not in the dirt, but almost in the dirt. Way outside. Ball 4. Riley walks. Bailey and Southside. So, A-Bomb, I haven't really heard this Bailey guy that much. How is the morning show there, Bailey and Southside? And I only know Southside in the context as a third banana for the regular guys, and they would do some funny stuff. They would stick Southside under a bridge and make him interview homeless people. He would be the man on the street sometime, and I thought he did really well in that role. But I don't know how he is as second banana, as a co-host. That guy is Mr. Strip Club. I know maybe he's gotten too old for that shit now, but he was always, he was living the rock star life there. He opened up some bar on the South Side. I guess it's called Southside Steve's or whatever. I don't know if he still runs that. Markakis at bat now. He takes the ball 1-0. The 1-0 pitch to Markakis. Downstairs. 2-0. So the Mets in trouble yet again. When the regular guys, Larry and Eric, were in their prime in Atlanta, they were unstoppable. They were really put on a great radio program back then. Markakis fouls that one off 2-1. But then they got in trouble. They were doing a bit where they would record, I guess they had some stripper or some slut or somebody saying a whole bunch of naughty shit, saying dirty words, and then they would play it. The gig, they had done this several times, and they would play it back, but they would play it in reverse or something, and that was their way to get around the FCC. And you could go and record it and play it back in reverse if you were keen to do that. And Markakis is going to take a shot, deep center field, over the center fielder's head, all the way to the wall. Duvall's going to score. 1 run is in. Another run comes in. 10-0 Braves. The handsome terrorist. So Riley and Duvall with a run scored. Markakis 2 RBIs. That ball barely bounced at the warning track, so I don't know what that center fielder was doing playing so shallow. And here comes Ozzy Albies. He takes the ball, 1-0. So when they went to record the bit, the board op, I can't remember that guy's name. He left that thing in program. He didn't. It went over the air, and they got. That's outside too. No, they got in big trouble. Management came down hard on them. They had some sort of suspension. I don't know if they were outright fired that time, but when the dust settled, they brought the regular guys back again. But it was never the same show after that. The 2-0. Yeah, I guess they did fire him for a while. 3-0. And Larry, or no, yeah, Eric. Eric is now has a, I guess, a I don't know if it's a daily show, but he does a show over at WSB in Atlanta. I haven't heard much of it, and I know A-Bomb has. I think it does well. It gets some good critical reviews. 3-1 on the strike to Ozzy. But after that he checked out of the show. He was there only in physically. It was never the same. They're always worried about getting in trouble again. And Ozzy's gonna blast one to deep right center field at the track, and it's out of here, just over the wall. 2-run homer, Ozzy, and that's as good as cash. It is now 12-0 Atlanta. The outfielder just missed bringing that one back in. Did not quite time that jump. Just out of reach. Oh, yeah. All right, well, we won't sit here and focus on the demise of the regular guys, but they came back. Then they got in trouble again for a bit. They did where they followed the morning guy from the Latino station. What was his name? Panda or something? You remember those guys? And he followed him in the bathroom, recorded his conversation, put it on the air, and there was a lawsuit, and that was it. The von Hessler doctrine. I'll have to listen to some of that. I don't like listening to a lot of pundits. And Acuna batting now for the Braves. 1-2 to Acuna after he fouls that off. I just remember driving into work, listening to them on Rock 100.5, and just Acuna fouls that off, still 1-2, and just frustrated with Eric. I'm sorry, with Von Hessler, yeah. For he was phoning it in. I feel like he let Larry down. I don't know what was going on between them. That's inside. 2-2 to Acuna. They had a long history together. They did radio in Los Angeles. That's where they had their, big rise. And that's a strikeout on Acuna. That will end the top of the fourth, but the Braves pick up a few more. It's 12-0. I mean, they had the mojo and they had the chemistry. They had a great show, and then I guess Eric grew up. He didn't want to do that kind of, bullshit anymore. They're getting six figures, and he doesn't want to do titty shows and stuff like that. I guess you can't blame the guy for growing up and wanting to do we're the radio station that decided to grow up. But just driving in and listening to that, I got really upset with Eric. All right, let's take a break as the Mets will be coming up. They only got to put up 12. The Bone Crusher Show is sponsored by treasurehunt.ga. We got some new swag. Go check out our special items of the night in the description, or just head over to treasurehunt.ga and click on Sports Fans. We are marinating a brisket over here. Just to marinate for a whole day. So we'll crush that tomorrow. 0-2 count to Frazier. Here in the bottom of the fourth, the Mets down by a dozen. And if Rock 100.5 is listening tonight, coming up, we will play a demo for you. A surefire can't-miss rating sensation to take over the airwaves in the ATL. That's fouled off 1-2 to Frazier. Meanwhile, Max Fried quietly having another spectacular game. Last I checked, it's like a one-hitter or something like that. And that's pulled foul. Still 1-2 to Frazier. The pitch. Change up. He makes contact, but Swanson's got it. He'll pop up there to shallow left field. One away. "56 pitches so far tonight for Max Fried. And we're in the bottom of the fourth. One away. Smith is the batter for the Mets. We'd probably have more people here if it was a closer game, but I'm glad we're up by a dozen. Four likes. Thank you very much. Keep those likes coming. There's a slow grounder to Ozzie. Flips it on to Freeman in time. And that's about all the Mets can do is just, they're not synced in. They're not dialed in. They're just getting slow grounders. Two away in the bottom of the fourth. Now, A-Bomb mentioned that he's taking a little break from the kratom. Been popping a lot of pills. But, you know, I kind of envision if I'm going to have that kind of job where you're like whether you're a desk jockey or you're some sort of a quasi-executive, you know, power player, you got to have some sort of, you know, drug habit to go along with that. That's chop foul. When I took that job in Duluth, kind of like the Silicon Valley of Atlanta, I said, oh, this is going to come with a little cocaine habit, probably. That never quite worked out, but, you know, crushing calls, popping pills, all in a day's work. And that's another dribbler foul, 0-2 to Cano. And I had to go a couple days without any dirt because of the hurricane. I was up at the store getting some CBD, didn't realize, I forgot I was about out, and I had already ordered some online, but the mail was delayed. The dildo store was closed for 2 days because of the hurricane. That's in the dirt, 1-2. But that drought is over. The dildo store was back open yesterday. Hey, Crummers. Hungry cat has shown up. I might have to get him and feed him. I think Crummers is looking for some food. Your food's right there. That gets away from Darno, 2-2. Well, you know what? One thing you do, Mom, instead of the pills, which I would prefer the pills because it's so much easier to take than spoonfuls of dirt. But if you switch to the dirt, maybe you'll be less inclined to eat it because it's not exactly a pleasant experience. And I find that if I do more than a couple of teaspoons a day, that the effects kind of dwindle. I don't really get the effect I need. And Cano, did he get a piece of him? Did he hit Cano? Yeah, we might have a hit batter. See the replay here. Yeah, we have a hit batsman, so that will put a runner on first for the Mets. I finally got so I didn't have any kratom, had a little bit of CBD, didn't have any Ambien. I've been trying some other sleep medications from the doctor, and they're just not as good. So I guess yesterday or day before, I finally got the Ambien prescription refilled. So now I'm sleeping again. I'm eating dirt again. And we're going to probably have a little 420 time here in a minute. Welcome into the dugout, Abdil Ortiz. Hope I'm pronouncing that right, Mr. Ortiz. Welcome in. Where are you at tonight? We are in the Panhandle of Florida, and they're going to be checking out Robinson Cano, see if he's okay after that hit batter. So the medical staff and the coach are out there checking him out on first. Give him a quick look over there. So that'll give me a chance to dig into the captain's bag. Load one up here, son. Friday night baseball. It's our game of the week. Braves and Mets. It's all Braves tonight. As Cano puts on his oven mitt. We first saw the oven mitt, I guess last season was the first time I saw the oven mitt come out. Whenever these runners get on first, they put on the oven mitt. And I believe that is to help prevent injuries to their hands in case they have to slide into second head first or something like that. Maybe to keep their hands warm. I don't know. It's not a cold day or anything. Maybe they got a roast in the oven as that one gets away from Darno. Cano trots over to second. Even though it's a 12-0 game, we all have reason to stay and watch this because Max Fried, besides that hits batter, has been really sharp tonight. Who was it that was calling for him to get the Cy Young earlier in here? That was Bog 'em forever, said Max Fried Cy Young. DeGrom, he's every bit as good as Max Fried, so. But Max definitely in the Cy Young conversation. And our ace. 1-1 to Mrisnik. Mrisnik, whoever this guy is. Okay. Swing and a miss. 1-2 to Mrisnik. Our guy in the dugout, Ortiz, says, "Oh, okay." You'll have to refresh my memory what you're saying "oh, okay" to. Sorry about that. And if you're watching on your TV, make sure you sync us up. You'll have to pause your TiVo or DVR 30 seconds, maybe a minute. It's that far behind. Chopped foul. So A-bomb on a break from the dirt. I don't know what other kind of dildo store buzzes you can get. I hate buying my medication at a dildo store. That's going to be popped straight up, way high. And Fried's got this one in front of the mound. Route number 3 to end the 4th. So it's still 12-0 Atlanta. The shutout intact after 4. Freeman, Ozuna, and Darno will be batting next for the Braves. So here is, and I don't know if it's in play right. I might have to stop and start it a couple times to get it play right. But here is that surefire, can't miss ratings monster morning show that Rock 100.5, if you're listening tonight in Atlanta, this is the future of radio in the ATL. Yeah, if you go out at night and your buddy shows up in flip-flops, that's his way of saying if things go down, if there's a fight,
he's leaving.
I'm out. I'm not. If you're wearing flip-flops, you're not prepared.
96.5 The Buzz.
It's good to know that OnStar can unlock your doors in most cases.
Oh, he's crying.
Oh, yeah, go figure. He'd be crying. You leave him in a hot-ass car, I'd probably cry, too, wouldn't you?
The stupid dog, the one that pushed the lock.
All right, oh, yeah, okay.
Genius.
You suck, and now you're going to blame it on the dog, dumbass.
Yes.
Now, back to the Morning Buzz with John
I owe it all to pants. I couldn't have done it without my pants.
and Fun Boy.
Man, I put a bicycle grip on it, and I picked up the cheese sandwich and ate it right off the floor.
How many 6-year-olds could you take in a fight? Yeah, if you go out at night and your buddy shows up in flip-flops, that's his way of saying if things go down, if there's a fight,
He's leaving.
I'm out. I'm not. If you're wearing flip-flops, you're not prepared.
96.5 The Buzz.
It's good to know that OnStar can unlock your doors in most cases.
Oh, he's crying.
Oh, yeah, go figure. He'd be crying. You leave him in a hot-ass car, I'd probably cry, too, wouldn't you?
The stupid dog, the one that pushed the lock.
All right, oh, yeah, okay.
Genius.
You suck, and now you're going to blame it on the dog, dumbass.
Yes.
Everything's locking up on my ass.
Now, back to the Morning Buzz with John
I owe it all to pants. I couldn't have done it without my pants.
All right, finally got out of that. All right, Freddie Freeman goes the other way, and the left fielder slides, can't get it. It rolls past McNeil. Freeman to second. Duck snort double. All right, so the Braves got something cooking yet again. So, not a great slide by McNeil. Just, it bounces a few feet in front of him. He doesn't even touch it. He slides in front of it, can't even make contact with it to stop it. But when you're down by 12, I guess you want to make a big play. And Ozuna will be batting. He's 2 for 2. And we got 5 in the house. Welcome aboard, everybody. You're probably here to see how Max Fried does the rest of the night. He's thrown 4 shutout innings so far. Right now, the Braves are batting, and Hughes is the new pitcher for the Mets. Remember to follow me on Instagram. Crusher_Van. That's a ball 1 and 2 to Zuna. Crusher_Van. I sort of got into following the van life movement, the hashtag van life thing on Instagram. People who live in their vans. Swing and a miss. That's a strikeout on Ozuna. And the biggest problem that these people run into who live in their vans is the bathroom situation. Am I right? Some folks have composting toilets, so they have a toilet in their van. They just kind of slides away under something, and then they just bring that out and do their business. There's a strike to Darno. 0-1. Uh-oh, frozen pizza? I don't mind. What about that pork chop? You can have that, and I'll eat the pizza if you want. Or I'll make the pizza, and you don't have to worry about it. I know tomorrow night we're going to have that nice brisket we just got marinating. Shroomy shroom, hippie dance, hippie dance. Another vision quest in the future for A-Bomb. Outside, 1-2 to Darno. Freeman on second, 1 out, top of the 5th. Braves up by 12. Just a little high. 2-2 to Darno. Eating peyote in the high desert. Not a bad way to spend the weekend. Way outside, full count. All right, 3-2 pitch coming up with a runner on second for the Braves. Only 1 out. Darno's been hitting him well. He's 2 for 2 tonight. But their new pitcher, Hughes, looks a little sharper than the other pitchers the Mets have had come up tonight. So this could be a challenging at bat. Outside, ball 4. We'll put the double play opportunity in effect for the Mets. Nothing like tripping hard and listening to the Grateful Dead. Nice. Nice. When they get those crunchy jams going, you get lost in it. Maybe throw a few whippets in there, man. There is a strike. 0-1 to Swanson. Danby's going to take a strike, but it's called a ball. 1-1. Umpire not consistent tonight. While that did work in the Braves' favor, I would rather have a consistent umpire who can actually call a ball and a strike. Now, didn't A-Bomb crash his car on hallucinogenics? I almost crashed my car once on hallucinogenics. Almost. It scared the shit out of me enough that, you know, I like, well, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. I started to leave a turning lane when I did not need to be leaving a turning lane, and you know, the other guy in traffic is just like looking at me like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know, man. Tripping my nuts off here. Trying to pull into a grocery store. It's hard. The 1-2. Swanson's going to hit that to shallow center field for out number 2. Runners have to stay put. Heavy lumber. Duvall comes in now. 298 average. 10 homers, 19 RBIs. And that's in the last 15 games. Yellow wood, that's some heavy wood. We got 5 in the house. Welcome aboard. 4 likes. Keep those likes coming. It's been all Braves. On the season, Duvall is .253 with 15 homers. And the 1-0 pitch. Chopper. Second baseman has it on the first. That will end the top of the 5th. And the Mets managed not to give up any runs. Rosario, Ramos, and McNeil batting next for the Mets. And Max Fried will be pitching again. Let's see what Max can do. He's had a great night, so let's see if he can keep that going. We're all staying tuned in to see Max Fried put on a show. And we are back to New York. Bottom of the fifth is underway with that pitch for Max Fried. Changeup in there. 0-1 to Rosario. Swing and a miss on the outside changeup. Ugly swing from Rosario. 0-2. Terrific. And Rosario actually makes good contact there and gets a base hit. So has not been a lot of that for the Mets, but they got a base hit there.
Pretty good piece of hitting. Oh, low off the plate, and Rosario just went down and got it, scooped it in the outfield.
And we're gonna give the Braves announcers a chance here. While I get some pizza prepped. So enjoy Fox Sports coverage.
Off his foot, Steve, right one.
And I'll be back in just a moment.
Ramos tapped back to the mound. Rosario was forced out in the third inning. No balls and a strike for the Mets catcher. And into the seats foul again. It's 0-2. Driven to right. And right at Markakis. He's got it. Back to first Rosario. There's the first out of the fifth inning. A little wry smile for Max Fried. Might have gotten away with a pitch there.
Yeah, I definitely don't think he was happy with the location. I think he was trying to get the ball in to try to get Ramos to roll over. Get a double play ball.
So McNeil, the hitter, he is 0 for 2. He's been red hot for New York. 4-game hitting streak on the line tonight. He has 6 hits in those 4 games. He's done a great job leading off for the Mets. He's been a nice find for them. See if he can be doubled up. And that's over Freddie's glove into the right field corner for a base hit. Rosario around second, on his way to third. They're going to wave him around, and there will be no throw. Jeff McNeil spoils the shutout bid with an RBI double, and the Mets are on the board. It's now a 12-1 game.
Well, that's one, Chip, that McNeil didn't necessarily hit it hard. Sounded like he might even broke his bat, but got it just over Freddie's head. Perfect spot for him.
So McNeil continues to torment the Braves. He's got his 22nd RBI, and J.D. Davis, who has had an eagle eye at the plate, has been walked twice. Max walked him on 2 94-mile-an-hour pitches at the top part of the strike zone, but didn't get the call.
I'll put this piece of bacon with it.
76 pitches for Max Fried, very few of them under duress tonight. On the ground, that's easy for Dansby. Davis is retired, and it's up to Conforto if the Mets are to add to their 1 fifth-inning run.
Good curveball. Tried to get JD to swing at that fastball up in the zone. Walked him twice on some close pitches. There he throws that curveball that looks just like the fastball coming out of his hand and gets him out front.
So one more out, and Max Fried will qualify for his 7th victory. Remember, he started play tonight 6-0 with a 1.98 ERA. He's given up a run in 4 2/3 innings so far tonight. 12-1 game. And the hook starting to bite for him. Strike one. Well, he has so many weapons against the right-hand hitters, but especially against the lefties.
Well, and that swing, to me, set up by the second time through when he threw that fastball in. Fouled the knob, almost hit him in the hand, and then jammed him. So now Conforto knows that Max will throw it in, and he's got that pitch, can put it there, but also can chase away.
0-2 pitch. He struck him out on 3 pitches. The RBI hit just made him mad. Max Fried is qualified for his 7th win. He leads by 11.
Now back to the morning buzz with John
I owe it all to pants. I couldn't have done it without my pants.
and Fun Boy.
Man, I put a bicycle grip on it, and I picked up the cheese sandwich and ate it right off the floor.
How many 6-year-olds could you take in a fight? Yeah, you know, if
just clicking on all cylinders Friday night in New York.
Well, Max has given up just 3 hits, 1 run tonight. And the bottom third of the order up for the Braves in the 6th inning tonight.
That might be it for Max. The way that he was up, moving around, talking. You don't see starters do that too many times. And with the bullpen, so at 76, 77 pitches or so.
So what Atlanta hoped to see from Max Fried tonight was all of his pitches, 80 pitches in total. All of them were working. Obviously had a huge bit of run support, but everything looked free and easy, and you can tell he feels great. He could go out and keep pitching if he had to, obviously.
Yeah, I think that's the 80 pitches. You look at him probably next start, he's able to do 90, 95, whatever, and then
turn him loose.
Absolutely, whatever you need.
So let's look at big picture for the Braves now. You've got Fried seemingly back as he was before the spasm in his back. You've got Ian Anderson going tomorrow. He's 3-0, has shown that he doesn't pitch like a rookie. Kyle Wright looks to build on a great outing in his first big league win, quite obviously. And then Cole Hamels.
Yeah, you got to like the way the rotation's, shaping up. Looking forward to seeing Ian Anderson tomorrow. Listen to him on his Zoom call today. He sounded really confident, ready to go with that changeup.
He is such an engaging interview.
And then you got Kyle Wright going Sunday, so you feel confident with him seeing what he did last start.
Downstairs, 2 balls and a strike. So my point is, with regards to the Braves getting Ozzie Albies back, getting Acuna back on the beam, with Freddie Freeman swinging the bat the way he is, the bullpen set up how Brian Snitker likes it. The last piece of the cake is rotation. And a big answer to that question was answered tonight. So with 9 games left, everything is trending exactly how the Braves would write it up, considering the circumstances they've been placed in.
Yeah, now you just continue to lengthen the pitchers. Cole, same way when he pitches again. Ian, you'd like to see him stay right where he's at.
Opposite field, Frazier charges, scoops and throws, and got Markakis by a step, 2 out.
So, and I think the big one for me, Chip, will be Sunday watching Kyle Wright pitch. I think we saw that 2-seamer of his at 96, 97, moving, darting all over the zone. I want to see that same thing. For me, he has got to go back, watch that whole video and say, this is what's going to get me across the finish line. He did that to a Nats team that swinging the bat well.
Yeah, and assuming the Braves advance through the first round of the playoffs in a best-of-3 series, which is really a crapshoot. What makes the second round and the LCS rounds so different this year, there will be no days off. You will not be able to get by with 3 starters, generally speaking, in a division or LCS. You're going to have a 4th guy.
Yeah, absolutely. With that being said, I also think it's nice that for that 4th guy or whoever it is, even if one of these starters is struggling, give me to 4 2/3 with the lead. And I think Brian Snitker feels like with that bullpen.
There's a shot. Ozzie Albies has left the ballpark.
How far is that going? Out by
again.
The bridge. A 2-homer game for Ozzie Albies.
All right, thank you, Chip and Jeff Rancour. Bone Crushers back as Ozzie Albies has left the yard again. 13-1 Atlanta. All right, welcome aboard, everyone. Friday night baseball. Braves fans are enjoying this one. 13 runs. And Max Fried, our pitchers, looked very good, even though he gave up 1 run last inning. I guess the horse tranquilizers they gave Max Fried for his back spasms worked. Top of the lineup, Acuna batting now. 1 for 3 on the night. Swing and a miss. 4 likes. Keep those likes coming. Trying to get to double-digit likes before the end of the game. And I believe we're still holding still at 418 subscribers. I'll double check that in a sec. Well, or maybe I won't. I'm a grandpa. I can't fucking do this technology shit. Okay. 2-2 count to Acuna. The pitch. And that is going to be hit deep center field to the wall. And this one is out of here. Acuna has left the yard. 14-1 Atlanta. Let's stir the pot. Yeah, I still don't get that. Azuna seems to be all about the stir the pot thing. I'm going to have to Google that or get on Facebook and see what that's all about. So 14-1 Atlanta. When it seemed like Acuna was kind of swinging at everything, he dialed in for that one. That'll bring up Freddie Freeman, who goes the opposite field. That's hit well, but left fielder McNeil is able to track that one down. And Freddie's been showing all night that he can go the other way, even though most of them have been foul. He had some home run distance foul balls the opposite field. So, and that's going to end the inning, but the Braves keep adding it up. The lead just keeps getting bigger. Let's see if Max Fried will be in for the bottom of the sixth. More play-by-play reaction next. The official store of the Bone Crusher Show is treasurehunt.ga. All right, coming back at you, the Bone Crusher Show on a Friday night. I bought a big can of whole jalapenos at the Dollar Tree, and I finally got around to putting those in jars. So anytime, like now, I'm making a pizza or a sandwich or something, I just get one of those jalapenos out there, slice that up, and I got some instant spice and deliciousness, some pickled jalapeno. It'll probably last a long time, too. So tonight I'm making a Red Baron frozen pizza. I have topped it with some store-bought olives. These olives, I don't know. I tried a couple. I don't think they're quite there. I don't think they're good. So I added some green peppers, and I'm going to put some spinach on that. That's how I roll. All right. Bottom of the sixth underway. What's that, Producer Beth? What'd you ask about spinach? We'll get back. Yes? We'll get back to that thought in a little bit. Fouled off. 0-2 to Frazier. I mean, it's a blowout. We got time to change the conversation, talk about spinach, talk about frozen pizzas. Yeah, when it's a 14-1 game and you're the announcer, you got to come up with some conversation. You know, if these networks, they love doing stupid interviews during a game, now's the time to do your stupid interviews during a game. Frazier takes the ball, 1-2. Bottom of the 6th, nobody out, nobody on. The Mets at bat. Max Fried still in the game, or is he? Wait, no. Is Fried done? Yeah, Max Fried is done for the night. He is definitely eligible for the win after putting up 5 innings. Only gave up 1 run. Dayton is the new pitcher for Atlanta. The 2-2 pitch struck him out. Swing and a miss from Frazier. So 1 away in the bottom of the 6th. You know, if this was a tighter game, we probably have a lot more people in here. Who am I going up against tonight? We got what? Probably the Entertainer. Maybe Joey Bag of Donuts is on the air tonight. All your favorite play-by-play reaction personalities. That's outside, 1-0. Smith is batting now for the Mets. He's got a 333 average. Seems like everyone's got a bunch of guys on their team with a high average in this weird season, this DH season. Some guys probably just now finally got themselves into playing shape. Is 14 runs really too much for a game? Probably. You know, it's cool every now and then to see a big, you know, all those runs get lit up, but those should be far and few between. And this season, we have seen a lot of high-scoring games. Couple of factors there. Of course, the DH is a factor. The weird season is a factor. Not everyone's in shape. Not everyone's kind of ready. And there's a ball hit foul to left field. Duvall cannot track that down. It's out of play. So the count's 2-2 to Smith. Dayton kicks and fires. That's in the dirt. Man, I bet Darno's gonna have a bunch of bruises all over his body tonight. All these pitches in the dirt. That's Jimenez on deck. Or Jimenez, or Jimenez, or Gimenez. Smith just gets a piece of that to stay alive. Yeah, I guess he got a piece of that. So it's full count to Smith. 1 out, nobody on for the Mets. If you're in the Card tonight and you can't respond in the dugout, just want you to know we're glad to have you aboard. Radio on steroids. You remember all the days when you could drive around the Southeast and listen to the Atlanta Braves on radio. Skip Carey was a voice in the night to keep you company. And then the post-game show would come on. You're still driving. You'd listen for the post-game show. You'd listen to all the people calling in and annoying Skip. I think a couple of times I pulled off the side of the road, got on a payphone and tried to call in. So that's sort of the feeling we try to evoke here, because we do have a mixed bag of viewers that are second screen viewers, people like to watch us along with the game, and people that are just on their phone, in their car, they can't get the game on radio, or they're tired of punching stations for every town they come through hoping to find it. Even though the Braves radio network is the largest sports network in the country. That's a walk. Smith goes to first. I guess we're going to have ourselves a football season this year. I did see the highlights of the Saints and Tom Brady and the Bucks. And of course, they just showed, Tom Brady getting intercepted in a pick six and stuff. But I understand he actually had a decent game. But he did make some mistakes there. And the Saints clobbered him. When they play Atlanta, I hope we just tee off on Tom Brady after what he did to the Falcons in the Super Bowl. But usually I root for the old guys. Swing and a miss on the high fastball. And Tom Brady is an old guy in his 40s. If you're in your 40s and you're playing any kind of professional sport at a high level, got to tip your cap to the old guy. Oh, as I'm going to be 47 here in a few days. And belated happy birthday to moderator at large A-Bomb. I know you went over to TGI Fridays and let them sing you happy birthday. It's a birthday isn't complete unless there's a bunch of pissed off waiters singing happy birthday to you at TGI McFunsters. I hate that shit. I hate people singing happy birthday at a restaurant. I think that's so dumb. Maybe the first decade that probably was like invented in the 60s or 70s at Bennigan's or someplace like that, or it's done. It's over. I don't want to see that shit. But there's always one office lady or one aunt, or there's somebody, no matter how many times you tell them don't say it's my birthday, don't tell them. They can't help it. They can't resist. You're going to tell your waiter, oh, it's his birthday. Because I've worked in a couple of restaurants, not a full service restaurant, but I've worked in enough kitchens to know that these guys and girls do not give a flying fuck that it's your birthday. And if you do have them come sing, if that's your thing, you just better tip them motherfuckers. What is for dinner tonight? What are y'all eating for dinner? 2-2 pitch coming up inside. We're going to have a full count to Marisnik. Runner on first, 2 outs for the Mets, down by 13. Down by a baker's dozen here in the bottom of the 6th. And that's a walk. So 2 on as the Mets try to get something cooking here. And all the Mets fans that were in here earlier have exited. That must be what it's like to be a Mets fan. You leave early to a lot of games. When you're losing, you leave. You don't support your team all the way through. A-Bomb, that's a good idea, A-Bomb. He wants a coffee table book of the different... Yes, a coffee table book, the shape of a coffee table. a coffee table book on different restaurant happy birthdays. I was at the Mexican restaurant El Guadalajara here in Panama City Beach, and they had their own little spin on it. They sang it in Spanish. Then everyone did a Mexican hat dance, threw confetti in the air, they busted a piñata. I mean, how ridiculous do you want to get, you know? Yeah. So many people come out to sing happy birthday that no one's getting any food. The food's not getting made in the kitchen. You know, the whole restaurant comes to a screeching fucking halt. But it does give me an idea for a business idea. If maybe I'll open up a restaurant and call it like Birthdays or TGI McBirthday or some bullshit. And it's a restaurant that embraces all that culture that I despise. And that's where all the bitches in the office or all the ants can go and get their birthday bullshit on. There's a base hit that gets past Swanson and into center field. You got a piece of it, but couldn't reel it in. So the bases are now going to be loaded. No, that's going to score a run. My bad. 14-2 now, as the Mets get a run in. Let's see what happened to Swanson on this. Oh, that's going to be an error on Swanson. That should have been an out. So error, Dansby, Swanson. No excuse there, Dansby. TGI McBirthday. What do you think? TGI Mc. We need to come up with a different, not birthday, but TGI B-Day or TGI Mc. I don't know. I'm going to work on that. I'm an idea guy. I probably won't execute it, but that's not a bad idea. A restaurant just for birthdays. Can you imagine walking in that restaurant and it's fucking every 2 minutes someone's singing happy birthday? It's got to... All right, well, my pizza timer is going off. That means I got to check on some pie. So let's see what Chip and Frank Quarter are up to here. Wake up, announcers. Someone poked Chip with a stick or something.
So Dayton with a long 31 pitch inning, boosted by the 2 bases on balls. And a slow tapper hit toward Dansby. The shovel to Ozzie will retire the side. And Rosario and the Mets are done after 6. We are celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, especially with Braves with Los Bravos weekend. And MLB recognizes Hispanic heritage by recognizing the contributions made to our game by the Latino baseball community, past and present. Follow at Las Mayores and at MLB and visit lasmayores.com for full coverage. Braves have gone bananas in New York. 14-2 they lead. Count them, 6 homers. Hit in a very big ballpark.
Apparently that's how you do it. Just eat bananas between ABs.
That's it. Potassium.
Yep.
And nitrogen. Those are the 2 things that lead to lots of home runs, I'm told. What a night, though, for Atlanta. The offense will get a lot of the headlines, but the storyline for me tonight is that Max Fried came back and looked great. That's the takeaway in game 1. As there is a chill in the air for Marcell Ozuna. That's the only thing that's cold involving the Braves right now. 14 runs on 14 hits. He was back out for another inning. His 3rd as we've reached the 7th at Citi Field. Ozuna homered in the 2nd to highlight his night. He's knocked in 3 more runs. That gives him 47. 1 behind Freddie Freeman, who has 48 RBIs for the year. $15 homer men in the National League: Tatis, Duvall, and Betts. And now Marcell Ozuna. Freddie Freeman 48 RBIs, Ozuna 47, Manny Machado 41. Those are your top 3 RBI men. Freddie led the league in hitting at the start of play tonight. This one cued back to the mound, and the veteran Hughes low shovel to first, and Smith dug it out for the first out.
Smith probably didn't think he was going to have to scoop one out right there on that.
2-run homer night for d'Arnaud. He's also walked twice and singled once, so he's 2 for 2. He's reached base 4 times. So he's up to 8 homers and 30 driven in. And an opposite field single. Boy, he's wearing out that hole between the first baseman and second baseman. So he's 3 for 3. Get greedy, boys. Keep on piling them up. 15 hits now.
That's what I mean. You don't put the lead just like that.
Second time, just shot the hole that way. That's when you know you're going good, when you can do that twice and pull a home run 407 feet.
Well, let's see if Dansby can get in on the fun. He's 1 for his last 28. So he's at a dry spell here. It's inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hughes ready. His 1-1 pitch. And Dansby didn't get it. Stick around for the stretch. It's presented by Georgia Natural Gas. Brian Jordan will be in rare form. It's Yaya time. You know what that means?
Home run.
Yep. And how many of them were there?
6.
So far. Brian, get a throat lozenge. Get ready. You're going to be busy when the Braves are through hitting here in the 7th in a 14-2 game. And Dansby didn't get a sinker. He's down on strikes for the 3rd time and is 0 for 5 tonight. 2 outs. And for Hughes, that's his 3rd strikeout. I feel bad when we talk about BJ and all the yayas. I know that Nick likes to talk about home runs too. I think Nick is more of a yickety guy because it rhymes with Nick.
Yeah,
right?
Nick enjoys, you know, base to base, singles, moving guys.
Yeah.
You know, BJ was more of a power hitter.
True. Good point.
Everybody's got their, you know, things.
And Jerome will be the traffic cop.
Yeah, wearing the tight shirt.
Well, when you're an Emmy Award winner, you can do that.
It's true.
And congrats to Jerome for yet another Southeastern Emmy Award earned last week. So proud of him and the great work they do in our Atlanta studios. 14-2 for Adam Duvall. 2 walks and a run scored for the Braves left fielder tonight. All of a sudden, Hughes has found his sinker. No balls, 2 strikes. And a little chopper hit to Jimenez, and he wins the race to the bag. That forces d'Arnaud, and it's yickety yaya time with the stretch in our Atlanta studios.
All right, gents. Welcome back to New York. The Braves have a commanding lead on the Mets. It is a bone crusher crushing some Red Baron frozen pizza, brah. Those jalapenos were a good decision. All right, we're just waiting for Chip and Jeff Rancourt. They're going to do play-by-play this half inning.
As we head to the bottom of the
here they are.
7th inning in New York City, and it's time for your T-Mobile ticket to game. The Braves have hit 6 homers tonight, 42 of them this month, but how about the Yankees, Jeff?
Yeah, well, they're getting healthy at the right time. We knew there was going to be a powerful lineup. A little different than the lineup we saw here in Atlanta, getting healthy, playing well. And then the Rays and White Sox. Imagine a Braves-White Sox World Series would be pretty nice. Talk about the firepower on offense.
Man, oh man, would that be exciting? We'll take an opponent of any kind if the Braves can get to the final round of the playoffs this year, as Luke Jackson will try to improve on what's been a disappointing season. 6.05 ERA for a man that was a closer last year for Atlanta.
All Luke's comes down to is that slider, Chip. He's got to be able to have the bite that we saw last year in a slider. This year, not so much so far.
Atlanta 14, New York 2, bottom 7.
Come on, Luke Jackson.
I think it's safe to say, Jeff, we have a pretty good idea who's going to be on the club from an offensive standpoint. But these are very important relief outings for the guys that are in the middle innings out of the Braves bullpen. These are auditions. These are big outs to get, even in a game that's seemingly well in hand.
Well, when you're going to have a chance to carry 28 guys. So like you said, there's going to be a couple guys added to that back end that, you know, for this kind of purpose. So
the best way for Jackson to solidify his role is, as Jeff said, throw strikes. He's got 2 of them on McNeil. That one sprayed up and away for the Mets leadoff hitter, who is 1-for-3, an RBI double in the 5th. Scored the first New York run. Look how breezy it is up in New York. Max Fried walked 2. Grant Dayton walked 2. The Mets have walked 7 Braves hitters. And Jackson has gone to 3-2 here. The payoff, and McNeil pops it up. Will it stay in play for d'Arnaud? To the warning track, he'll give it a look, but he'll have no play. Jackson ready, turns it loose, and McNeil got under it. It's into left field. Duvall battles the wing.
All right.
It's a little tricky there. All
One
of a
out for Luke Jackson.
Is that normal this time of year in New York?
I am
Well,
pulling
it
for
can
Luke
pick up any
Jackson.
time, but I think you can see Luke's jersey blowing there. But that ball that McNeil hit the time before that, I thought d'Arnaud was going to have an easy chance to catch that, and you could see the wind just carry it out.
Got a lot to deal with in that ballpark. It is one of the larger yards, and I know when you walk in, you look up at the grandstand behind home plate, it looks like you're 75, 80 feet underground. It's just a cavernous stadium.
And then you got the planes flying over from LaGuardia every minute and a half.
Right. Beautiful place, much improved over old Shea Stadium, which was housed next door in Flushing, New York. J.D. Davis, the hitter, 0 for 1 with 2 walks. And nowhere near.
Yeah, Citi Field's beautiful. I did love playing in Shea Stadium, though. You know, it was the big bowl and the music was loud. Yeah. But I will say they did a great job with Citi Field.
Like many stadiums, it had
Come on, Luke Jackson.
undergo some changes as the Mets figured out how it was going to play.
We needed him to
Still is
regain
one
his
of the
form.
largest places to
I'm going to get
watch
some more
a game.
pizza.
It's also loud because of fans like that. But they actually moved the fences in the original configuration of the ballpark. If you hit the ball to left, you had to hit it into the stands. So they brought the fences in, added that porch in front of the M&M sign for a home run. Kind of like old Qualcomm Stadium in San Diego, which was a gigantic place on the West Coast.
Yeah, and then like you said, by the apple, you used to have to hit it over that black part. I got to play there when it was that. That was fun.
Yeah, how'd you do? Numbers take a hit. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I'm sure they all said, oh, but it'll be a great doubles and triples park.
Oh, that's exactly. And you tell someone, if I hit a ball 418 feet to right center, it needs to be a home run, not a double.
Well, they were smart, too, because one of the reasons they moved the fences in right center was from David Wright.
Yeah, well, that was his power alley at Shea Stadium, where it was only 358 to right center. He used to drive that ball right in that alley.
So Luke Jackson having trouble throwing strikes in a 14-2 game.
And now a quick message from Delta.
Michael Conforto is 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. You know, as Braves fans, we don't like the Mets too much. And it's just part of the great rivalry that these franchises have. But I said it at the time when David Wright was nearing the end, I said it's easy to hate the Mets as a Braves fan, but it's really hard to hate you. I mean, he was such a great player.
Well, you play him so much,
Yeah.
18, 20 times
All right,
a year.
quick shout out to
Mets fans felt that
DHJDSHN, who started following me on Instagram. I think it's a fake account, though.
With the mask on his face on a cold night. No further advance by J.D. Davis, and Conforto has the 5th Mets hit.
What is the weather in New York tonight?
Yeah, David Wright, it's such a shame that
it's still plenty hot here in PCB, but we're supposed to have some cooler weather coming in the next day or two.
Maybe been had he been able to stay healthy at the
I'm looking forward to keeping the windows open at night, enjoying some fall weather. I'm telling you, this can of jalapenos I bought at the Dollar Tree, that's the best dollar I've ever spent. That's delicious. But do follow me on Instagram as well. Crusher.
Max had Todd out.
Crusher_Van.
Couple lazy pop flies to.
Meanwhile, there's a baseball game going on here.
Ground ball back to him.
2 on for the Mets.
Double play ball would be nice. Or a strikeout. That'll work too. Frazier's down on strikes.
That was a great slider from
He's 0 for 4.
Jackson.
And the final hope is Dom Smith in the New York 7th. Smith walked in the 6th inning, one of the 2 free passes Grant Dayton issued. What's really good about this, if the score holds, we won't have to listen to Billy Joel sing New York State of Mind, which is the Mets theme song when they win.
I really hope we don't have to hear that.
That would be a really, really bad thing.
Yes.
Little tapper. Dansby will handle and fire to first. That takes care of Smith and the Mets. And at last we go to the 8th.
Riley will be batting next. Hang on.
Due up, and that trio with 5 hits on the night already, 2 of those off the bat of Ozzie Albies, his 5th multi-homer game of his career, and we've seen him hitting in the 9-hole ever since his return a little over a week ago. And Brian Snitker said this was something he talked about before plugging him in there, and there were a couple of reasons why. Guys obviously doesn't want the at-bats piling up for a guy who missed so much time, but also the obvious one, his speed. You know, he's on second, and a double behind him, he's scoring. But right now, it's just taking one swing of the bat, am I right, for him to be scoring. And that's a good
baseball
sign
game
for the
is
Braves
broken
as they
out.
hit this stretch run, and certainly to see what Riley just did as well.
Yeah, well, I don't think there's anybody more dynamic in the 9-hole than Ozzie Albies and what he can do. And from a standpoint of, yeah, like Kelly said, the power that we've seen tonight, but more just the excitement, what he can do running the bases. He's hit 10 home run versus the Mets, now 7 at Citi Field. The most of any park except here at Truist.
A trend we hope continues in the rest of this series and on into 2021. Markakis the batter. It may seem funny for me to say this, but Jared Hughes is going to get a save in this game. Down 14-2.
Yeah, I think.
He's saving the rest of the Mets bullpen. This is his 4th inning of relief. Once he came into the game, it was pretty much out of reach. It was already 12-1. But he has come in and has given the Mets a ton of valuable innings, especially after the last couple of games they had to deal with Philadelphia.
Yeah, and there's no one warming up in the Mets bullpen, so this inning's his too.
Peterson and Anderson tomorrow on Big Fox. Jeff and I are back with you on Sunday afternoon for Kyle Wright and a Met yet to be named. Hughes has it. He will shovel to first on a close play. Productive out for Markakis. Riley moves up 90 feet. And that is out number 1. Let's take a look, Jeff, at tonight's Bojangles Big Bo moment. Another multi-homer game for Ozzie.
Yeah, the first one just snuck out of there. Second one, he got a fastball up from Hughes. That one a little bit farther. You said 5th multi-home run game of Ozzie's young career.
Guessing his wrist is okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, looks pretty good.
I think another thing I've learned that Jared Hughes does not like to throw overhand to first base. We get it.
Yep.
A sinker baller like him, I guess he might feel like he's just going to throw it straight in the dirt.
To that own self be true. At least he knows it.
Yeah, right.
No balls and a strike. I was talking earlier about the Mets theme song when they win, New York State of Mind. Of course, the Yankees play New York,
spicy.
New York. Which one of those songs
All right.
do you hate most?
Sweet Caroline.
No. That's in Boston. I'm talking about the New York teams. How about Go Cubs Go? Is that annoying?
I don't mind that one as much.
No. I know you love the I Love LA, which is just
it's horrible, but I do love it. Randy Newman.
It's just gross.
Randy Newman reference.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I have to admit that.
Short people.
Everybody has their songs.
Yep.
I love LA.
I told you the worst was when we used to go to San Diego, and you would actually kind of like one game. All right, I kind of hope we're tied going to the 9th one time, so you could hear Trevor Hoffman come out to Hell's Bells with that place. And, you know,
well, that's cool. That's a great. I mean,
yeah, that's
awesome.
I don't know
atmosphere.
that there's a better one than that.
But it's like when you're playing the Yankees and you go into the Bronx and you have a bad day. It's like they're rubbing your nose in.
Yeah,
right?
I would rather not hear that one. I think.
Yeah. Popped up into shallow center. That'll be Marisnik's ball, and he makes the play. That's the second out. Of course.
All right. Thank you, Chip. Thank you, Jeff Rancour, for the play-by-play there, courtesy of Fox Sports. Man, I can't remember the last time I had one of those Red Baron frozen pizzas. Ender Inciarte coming up to bat here. I believe this will be his first at bat of the night. With a runner on second for Atlanta. 2 outs, top of the 8th. Braves up by 12. And I am back from my dinner break. Inside, ball 1 to Inciarte. Inciarte, I guess, is in for Acuna, who will get the rest of the night off. The 1-0 pitch from Hughes. Outside, 2-0. Riley over on second base. Freddie Freeman on deck. Inciarte batting .206. And that is going to be called a ball It was a strike. This umpire's missed a lot of calls tonight. 3-0 to Inciarte. You heard Frank Hoare and Chip talking about great, not walk-up music, but like, I guess, songs that the stadium will play in certain situations. Maybe it could be a relief pitcher, but often it's not necessarily for a batter, that kind of music that they play, like the I Love LA song for the Dodgers, that Randy Newman song they're referencing. And Inciarte is going to get a base hit into right. Riley's going to come all the way around from second and score. Slides in safely. The throw is late. 15-2 Atlanta. Randy Newman, of course, I Love LA. He had the hit song Short People. And he has performed countless television show theme songs. Let's see, how many Randy Newman television show theme songs can we come up with? I think he did Monk with Tony Shalhoub. It's a jungle out there. Is that how it goes? And they're going to have a call the bullpen. So Hughes came in relief, put in a lot of innings tonight. Added the pen, but they're going to have a new pitcher for the Mets. Let's see, whatever. I guess it's been a couple of decades since Randy Newman really put out a lot of TV show theme songs. I don't know if he has any that are currently airing. I thought I could come up with more off the top of my head. All right, more Randy Newman and more Braves straight ahead on the Bone Crusher Show. Sponsored by TreasureHunt.ga. I'm sure our moderator, A-Bomb, could name a few Randy Newman songs. But why would he want to? Freddie Freeman at bat now. Freeman takes the ball, 1-0. Brad Bratch is the new pitcher. Old BB Bratch for the Mets. Freeman 3 for 5 on the night. That will raise his batting average to .359, which leads the league. Now he takes the ball there, 2-1 to Freddie Freeman. And those spicy jalapenos on my pizza got me thinking that I wanted to remind people, if you have like a lot of congestion, phlegm, I don't know, like bronchitis or something, eat a lot of spicy food. Help expectorate all that. Maybe you drink a lot of milk. I mean, I like milk, but you can get a little phlegm action if you drink a lot of milk. All right, the 3-1 to Freeman. Strike, swing and a miss. In fact, I'm writing a screenplay about a phlegmy guy who goes on a quest to look for relief, and one of the things he tries is spicy food. 3-2. Freeman goes the other way, but foul. When I go to a Korean restaurant and get a lot of spicy food, I really have to be conscious of that because it's going to bring all that up. It's going to really, I'll be pouring out of my nose, coughing up. I mean, it's great. It's very medicinal. But if you're in a restaurant, it's a little embarrassing. Freeman is walked, so 2 on now. But spicy food, very good for you. Very healthy. Hechevarria in now. He takes a high ball, 1-0. All smiles in the Braves dugout with a 15-2 lead here in New York. First game of the 3-game series. And there's a strike, 1-1 to Hechevarria. Fouled back, 1-2. Now we've seen the mask rules here in Panama City get loosened up quite a bit. Not every store is requiring the people wear masks anymore. And I'd say we've shifted from more non-mask wearers than mask wearers here. Hechevarria pulls that foul. And news came out in the last day or two, speaking of masks, that a plan was in place to utilize the post office to deliver a mask to every house in the country. And that plan was in motion. And the White House stopped that. Which, yeah, that's utterly ridiculous. And Hechevarria takes a ball in the dirt, full count. So there's 2 on, 2 outs, top of the 8th. See if Hechevarria can add to that lead. Maybe we can get 20 tonight. We saw 29 the other night, a new franchise record. And any record that's broken this year should have an asterisk. And that's a walk. Hechevarria is going to load the bases. Hechevarria, not really a guy that pitchers should have to worry about walking. Not known for a big bat, but... So here comes Travis d'Arnaud, 3 for 3 on the night, a .338 average, 8 homers. He's been a great pickup for Atlanta behind that home plate. And we are going to let Chip and Francoeur, let's see what their call is on this bases loaded pitch.
Once they moved Freddie to 2-hole, and it's pretty much stayed there and done a lot of damage.
$15 runs, 17 hits for the Braves. 2-5-0 for New York. And out of play foul for the Braves catcher. Braves jumped all over Steven Matz, who gave up a run on 4 first-inning hits. Atlanta busted the game open on him in the second with a 4 spot.
Yeah, Matz got rocked.
Matz allowed 6 runs in 2 2/3 innings and is on the hook for what will be his 5th loss. Max Fried went 5 innings.
Missed another one.
Allowed 1 run through 80 pitches.
We have a guest on the
He's
show.
gonna run his record
Claw
to
is
a
here.
perfect
What is up, Claw?
7-0.
That's it, buddy.
See the run on that changeup going into Travis. It's always been Brad's best out pitch, that fastball changeup combo.
All right, Claw, good for ratings. Have a cat on the show. 1-2 pitch coming up to Darno. I think something big is going to happen in this at bat for the Braves. Takes the ball there, 2-2. I am a little clairvoyant. I had another clairvoyant moment happen recently I'll tell you about after the 2-2 pitch.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Oh, that would have been ball
Almost swung
3,
the
but
ball
he chops
3.
that foul. So I'm in a meeting the other day, and I'm telling
keep the at bat alive.
the guys we need a promotion to help kick off the radio station. And one of the things you see here on the beach is this plane that flies up and down the beach with a banner on. It might say, go eat at Joe's Crab Shack or go get some Geico. I said, hey, let's put a banner on that thing to announce the station. And I guess they decided not to do it.
Pitch number 21 for former Brave Brad Brock. And Darno
Swing and a
chased
miss.
that one and is struck out. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning.
All right, thank you, Chip and Frenchie. So then September 10th, like the day, around the day we launched the station, that plane crashed into the Gulf of Mexico, and it's in the news, and they called it the Geico plane. And I thought, man, we missed a great opportunity. That plane crash could have been called the Hot 1017 plane, and we probably would not have had to pay them because it crashed, so we probably get a discount on the service and then the free publicity. So next time, they should listen to me because I'm a little clairvoyant. Something was telling me, what, we need to have a banner on that plane. Then days later, crash in the Gulf of Mexico. All right. Well, the bottom of the 8th is coming up. More play-by-play reaction straight ahead, and we're going to bring up our Bruce Lee quote of the night again. We showed this back in the 3rd inning, but it's a good one. Defeat is a state of mind. No one is ever defeated until defeat has been accepted as a reality. We'll break it down for you next. Chew on that. Defeat is never a state of mind. No one is ever defeated until defeat has been accepted as a reality. To quote the great Bruce Lee. As Luke Jackson comes up to bat, or up to pitch, with a strike, that's kind of something that I bet Luke Jackson probably needs in his life. Comment, that kind of quote. He's been beaten up this year. A lot of people want to see him off the team. The 1-1 pitch from Jackson. Outside, 2-1. So never accept defeat. Never give up. Every game will bring you a different Bruce Lee quote to inspire and fire you up. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Outside, full count. Nobody out, nobody on. Bottom of the 8th, Braves up by a baker's dozen. Though I imagine Bruce Lee would give the Mets a pass on tonight's game. No, actually, he wouldn't. And that's the point of the quote. Once you do give up, once you accept defeat, man, you're done. Just go get a job at the Dollar General, and there's a hit batter. Just go do whatever, right? Get a whatever job and do that for a couple of decades, and then you can end your miserable life. So right now the Braves are the 3rd seed for the playoffs. The Dodgers have already cinched a spot. And Mexican for Golovkin said the magic number was 6, the Braves. Marisnik batting now for the Mets. 0-2 pitch. Jackson steps off the bag. Let's see if Jackson can get through 2 innings without giving up any runs. Start to get some momentum and mojo back. And there's a strikeout. Marisnik goes down. Jackson's 2nd K of the game. And we got Paul Davis. Yeet. Down in the dugout. Welcome aboard, Paul Davis. Whoa. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. We're stuck at 4 likes tonight. That is pathetic. Let's get that up to 10 before this game is over. So go ahead and smash that button. All right, Rosario batting now. He's 3 for 3 on the night. He had an infield hit earlier in the game. That's outside 1-1. We saw Riley barehand it, charge a slow dribbler, and could not throw out Rosario earlier in the game due to his speed. But Riley showing some big cat prowess defensively this season. We haven't had a big cat like that since Andres Galarraga. Swing and a miss there to Rosario, 1-2. Last season, we see Riley in the outfield, just trying not to embarrass himself, trying, his best to suffice, to be enough, to be a competent outfielder. But now we see him in his natural habitat at third base, and I've been very impressed with his defense. The 2-2. Swing and a miss at the pitch in the dirt, so that's a strikeout. 3rd K for Jackson, who's got a little momentum going here. He's also got the beard but very little mustache look thing going on, which I gotta tell you guys, the beard no mustache look, that's been out since probably, the 1200s. That's been out of fashion. A little outside on the fastball. 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Changeup is hit foul. If you're here for this game, Still with us? You are a real baseball fan. It is a blowout in New York at Citi Field. But it's good to see Luke Jackson on the mound. So far, so good. He did let a couple get on last inning per usual. And we saw that a lot last season where he was constantly trying to get out of jams. And most of the time he did. This year's been a different story with his 6 ERA. But with the playoffs not that far off, you just got to be good when it counts. Got to be good in October. So if Jackson gets his mojo back, and there's a grounder to set, the shortstop flips that to second for the out. Sorry about that. That will end the inning on the ground out. So 2 solid innings from Luke Jackson. So anyway, so last season we saw him do good enough to get through that, and really he had a good ERA. This year it's been a struggle for him, but it's got to get into shape as the playoffs start. It's really about who is hot when the playoffs start. Who's the best team right then? So I know there's a lot of Luke Jackson haters, but I'm like, hey, you know, here he is working out the kinks, trying to get it back together in a blowout game, late innings, and we certainly want to see him succeed. 9th inning coming up. All right, we'll flash that Bruce Lee quote one last time. Even if you do one small thing every day, it will add up. And if, there's no guarantees, but if you can succeed, all that work, how satisfying would that be?
Here on Fox Sports South as we amplify stories from the Latino community, and we'll share a one-on-one with Braves coach Eddie Perez. Our coverage starts at 12:30 with Braves live pregame. Position player alert. Todd Frazier is pitching in a big league game for the first time as a major leaguer, and he's been in the
What the
game
fuck is
a
this
decade.
shit?
Well, he just threw his first pitch 60 miles per hour.
What? Frazier has come in to pitch, and these are some lollygagging throws. 63 on the gun. And Swanson lifts that to center, but it's going to be out at the track. Wow. So Frazier gets to be pitcher for a day. And it's too bad that we saw, I guess Culberson got sent down because he's probably one of the best position pitchers in the league, you know, position players to come in and pitch. It would be a great time for a Culberson, you know, to be pitching for the Braves. So we'll see who Atlanta sends to the mound in the bottom. But right now, position player Frazier is pitching for the Mets. And there's a strike that nips the inside corner with a 63-mile-an-hour heater. He's blowing the lid off. He's blowing the cover off this baseball. And that's going to be pulled foul by Duvall. So count is 0-2. And often when we see these position players pitching, it really takes the batters a moment to kind of get accustomed to the extreme different speed that they're throwing. So it might just, it's enough to disrupt them. Oh, and that's way over the batter's head. 56-mile-an-hour changeup sailing to the backstop. But sometimes it works because the batters just aren't used to seeing that. That takes a second to adjust. But I predict someone's going to just launch one out of here in a second. That's a ball. Oh, and the umpire calls it a strike. Come on up. Duvall's like, man, fuck you. That's bullshit. That is such bullshit. The Duvall's kind of smiling a little bit. The ump's like, let's get out of here. He gave him the corner there on the 53-mile-an-hour bullshit pitch. Yeah, Duvall, what are you going to do, man? They're not going to call a fair strike here. They're going to try to get out of this. So it's going to be Riley batting. He rips that one foul, 0-1. So and Riley fouls off the 57-mile-an-hour pitch from Frazier. Counts 0-2, so Frazier's one pitch away from 1-2-3. Right now he's got a perfect ERA. And that almost hits Riley. It goes behind him. Well, Frazier just throws strikes. What are you doing? Where's Tim Tebow? Someone call up Tim Tebow. Let him play. That's outside. 2-2 is the count. And you know Riley's thinking, man, I can crush this guy. And that's way upstairs, full count. All of a sudden, Frazier can't find the strike zone. The 3-2. And Riley hits that one hard, but the center fielder is able to get it. It's a line drive out, so that quickly ends the top of the ninth as Frazier makes his major league debut as a pitcher, showing off that 60-plus-mile-an-hour fastball. It'll be up to McNeil and Davis. The Mets go one last chance, one more at bat. It'll be interesting. I guess it could be interesting to see if the Braves bring up a position player to pitch. I don't know. I know A-Bomb gets excited when that shit starts happening, when they start sending in position players to pitch. All right, so bottom of the ninth coming up next, and I'm just going to keep it right here. And we got 4 in the house. People showing up to catch out the end of this game. If you're just joining us, the Braves are blowing out the Mets 15-2, but we just saw the Mets' next great pitcher of the future, position player Frazier, took the Braves down in order at the top of the ninth with his 60-plus-mile-an-hour fastball and his 53-mile-an-hour lock-em-up changeup that no one can touch. This guy's going to be a prodigy. Of course, everyone remembers the time that Jose Canseco came in to pitch and hurt his elbow. So usually, I mean, you'll never see a Freddie Freeman, or a Chipper Jones type player. You'll never see those guys again pitch. You'll never see another Jose Canseco pitch. But it's going to be Minter pitching for the Braves now. Minter is coming. There's a pretty good photo going around Facebook of Minter kind of dressed up as like Old Man Winter. And it says Minter is coming, but he's dressed like Winter. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Minter is coming. AJ Minter, a .51 ERA. In 17 2/3 innings. Now, we saw Minter as a de facto closer for a chunk of last season. At times, he really looked good, but his inexperience kind of showed. But he is certainly going to have a good career, barring any injury in the majors, and he could become our closer, or could be someone's closer. He's got closer ability. If anything, he could be a setup man. So he's got a lot of promise, a lot of potential. And here he is now. 94 miles an hour outside, 1-0. And he's trimmed back on the lumberjack beard a little bit. I mean, last year he looked like a fucking Canadian lumberjack trying to get to a maple vein in a maple tree for his morning pancakes. Call it maple fever. And that's going to be a chopper to second as McNeil tries to turn on the outside fastball, and that does not work out for him. So there's an out for the Braves. Hey, make sure you like and subscribe while you're here before this game is over. We got 4 likes tonight. Usually we get a lot more than that, so let's get that to double digits if you don't mind. All right, 1 out, bottom of the 9th. 2 outs away for another Braves win. Up by 13. Here comes Davis at bat for the Mets. Swing and a miss at the high heater. Again at 94. I think Minter can throw a little harder than that if he wanted. J.D. Davis. I think he had a walk-off on the Braves earlier this year. All right. Minter takes the sign. Comes set. Rocks and fires. That's inside. 2-1. All right, Davis in the batter's box. Looks ready. And so is Minter. The pitch. High. That one was 95 miles an hour. 3-1. Hitters count. And Davis fouls that off. Full count now. All right, Minter comes set for the full count pitch. And that's, oh, come on. That's ball 4. Minter shaking his head. He can't believe he walked that guy. And I believe we've got the Zoom link active. Yep, it is active. I believe that link is in our description. I didn't test it out. But if you want to be on the post-game show, go ahead and zoom on in. And there's a strike to Conforto, 0-1. Conforto is .339 on the season. 0-1 pitch. Oop, and excuse me. And that's going to be a double play to end the game. And the Braves win 15-2 in Citi Field to beat the Mets. Great way to kick off a series and a weekend. Friday night baseball on the Bone Crusher Show, sponsored by treasurehunt.ga. All right, Braves 15 runs, 17 hits. The Mets 2 runs and 5 hits. No errors. I thought I saw a big error tonight, but no errors on the scoreboard. Of course, the Braves bats look great. Max Fried gets the win. He looks solid, only giving up 1 run over 5 innings. Luke Jackson looked okay. Didn't give up any runs. A lot of homers. Riley Ozzie with 2 homers. I think it was Azuna that hit one into the second deck. So a lot of offense for the Braves and great pitching. So all in all, a really good game. And the Braves will be back at it tomorrow. Now I know Sunday's game is a early game. That's an early afternoon game. All right, well, let's see if we have anyone in the Zoom for our post-game show. Sponsored by treasurehunt.ga. We'll go ahead and get our shout-outs while we wait for our post-game show. Paul Davis, thank you very much for being here. Moderator at large, A-Bomb in the house. Bogum forever. Thank you. Jackson plays Zop. Thank you for being here, Jackson, even though you are a Mets fan. I'm sure you're long gone. Mexican for Golovkin was here before he went to work. I guess he came back, and I must have missed that. No, I think he had to go to work. Nancy was here. Rue 9684. Thanks for joining us, Rue. And to everybody who came and enjoyed the game. All right, well, I'm not getting anybody in on the post-game show, so we'll probably go ahead and call it a night. Make sure you crush the like and the subscribe button on your way out. We've got 260 playbacks so far and counting on tonight's show, so pretty successful broadcast, even though it wasn't a tight game. If it was a tight game, we certainly would have had a lot more people in here, but 260, not a bad number considering. You can follow me on Instagram at Crusher_Van. Make sure you subscribe and go visit our sponsor, treasurehunt.ga. Oh yeah, one more shout out, Abdil Ortiz. Sorry I missed you, bud. All right, well, this is the Bone Crusher signing out on a Friday night from Panama City Beach. Thanks for joining us. Peace out.